Start the stream. Stream is streaming. Start the stream up. Stream is streaming.
Stream up.
Stream up. Okay. Make sure everything works right.
Ooh.
Shit's not
Fishing
Fair?
fair.
like it's a carnival for the fish.
No, like it's like you were saying, the only one that's in good condition is sunfish, the perch. They're saying everything else is only fair. Largemouth bass,
fair.
Catfish,
Fair.
fair. Crappie, fair.
Fair. So we're gonna go on a sunfish tear.
Well, looking at this, it looks like you guys should fish the other lake.
Fish with crankbaits, Texas rigged worms and buzz balls. Plastics also work well in this. Whoa, Jesus Christ! What was that? I don't even know what that was. I think that was here.
Yeah, if I were y'all, I'd fish the other lake. Unless you just want to see that cool ass clear water, which that would be cool to check out.
Maybe I'll fish what the fuck I want to.
Are both free of needing the old fishing license?
You don't need one. You're in a state park.
So that this Lost Creek's in the state park as well.
Yeah.
Cool. So you can fish both.
Most crappie are
Fish
caught
wherever the
near
fuck you
northern-
want.
It says here during summer the thermocline typically sets up at 25 feet, and many bass are caught above this level. Catfish can be found in northern and mid-lake arm of the reservoir.
Mid-lake.
Mid-lake. Most crappie. I saw them one time and didn't. Most crappie are caught near the northern cove by the dam.
Do some trolling over there.
Oh, I'll troll. I'll troll. I'll do some trolling.
I'll do some thirst trapping.
Some thirst trapping. Whoa, how'd I do this? Hello. Hello, duck. How are you? I wanna feel in a pocket, please. I wanna. Okay, I gotta turn shit up. Whoa, what's happening?
Is that me doing?
You're moving everybody. Yeah. Pull it back towards you.
I want it away from me. It's too close to me. Yours is fine. Mine needs to be backed up a bit.
Angle it up.
Yeah, I will. How's yours look now? Oh, yours is all fucked up. Sit down. Yours has got enough headroom.
Yeah, I got headroom.
All right. Uh-oh. All right. Oh, it should be good.
We're all good. It's all good.
We could go 2 on per person.
I wanna feel you. Now I got that fucking song stuck in my head. That's a weird delay. Look at me. Look at you. Look at me. That's good. They got the shine off my.
Are we
white balanced?
Is that racist now? Can you say white balanced?
No,
when
you
you're
gotta
setting
say.
up your camera shots.
Are you gray card?
You can't say white balance anymore.
Did you use your gray card? Can't use white balance.
No.
White balance is wrong.
Oh man, I'm still washed out. I need to be white balanced. And I got a lot of room over here. Let's see. I'm gonna do it there. That's what I was gonna do. I got it. There we go. And up. And then the color the white balance has been done a little better. Look at that.
Hey, Ma, look at me.
I wonder why sometimes there's a delay and sometimes there's not.
I don't know.
That has to do with your stream.
Probably. I don't know what's going on.
If you're
I'm doing
lacking,
something there.
are you running out of energy, low energy, then your stream's not going to be as well.
Yeah. Just don't even look at that screen. We just have it up there for the Doug. Doug is sick.
Sorry, Doug.
Wait for the chat room. We're sorry, Doug. We're sorry you're sick. Let's start this thing up so we can talk bad about the band that shot us down today. Let's see here. Let me make sure this works, and then we'll start the tape. Record.
Yeah.
La 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 la. You talk.
Hey, check 1 2. Check 1. Ho. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Check 1 2 1 2.
There you are. There you are. There you are. Let me put these on. They should be a 1 and 2. Then let me get a quick test of. I don't have that even open. Let's see. Sound bite. I need a sound bite. And I need you more from that.
Okay, fine. It'll be a 3-way.
Okay. That was easy. Just hit the first thing that popped up. Should have been done this.
You know what? It's actually my period blood.
Jesus Christ. Why is that so loud? Oh, because my volume's all the way up. Right now.
You know what? It's actually.
Let's see here. Let's bring that back. Okay. You ready to start the show? Start the tape. Somebody?
Yeah, we can roll the tape.
Start the tape.
The man in black fled across the desert.
And the gunslinger followed.
The gunslinger followed.
Pardon? What that stuff you said about Little Women?
Why knock a classic?
You know, I don't like
Hello,
the Marxists.
Robotuna.
They're obnoxious.
You like Little Women?
Fucking love them.
Yeah.
You call them midgets or dwarfs.
What?
Stack two on top of each other, make one whole woman. Tap that ass.
This week's episode of the Jerry Jonestown Massacre is
So
brought to
great.
you by Geist Note,
When does that
Victor
come back?
Wrench, Plastic Object Photography, The Audio Head, and The Cicada, Fort Worth's newest bar and live music venue.
The Jerry Jonestown Massacre contains graphic material including offensive language, partial nudity, and completely ridiculous thoughts and opinions that shouldn't be expressed or shared by anyone. Listener discretion is advised, and may God have mercy on your soul. Now everyone relax your anus, because coming at you from the Temple of I, it's the Jerry Jonestown Massacre.
Spit this face. It is show 520, and it is Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. Happy Tuesday, Matt.
Happy Tuesday, Justin.
I've been jacking with everybody all weekend because I came across these tracks last week. Here we go. Hold on.
Kill me again.
Nobody believes me that that's Cody Jinks. Nobody will believe me.
Right. That unchecked aggression is.
That
Cody
was
Jinks.
what he did before he
That's what he did when we met him.
when we met him, and he used to hang out at Broncos and shit. This is what was being played.
He played Ridgely Theater.
And Ridgely
Aardvark.
Theater. Aardvark, yeah. This was Cody Jinks before Cody Jinks.
Yeah,
Before,
wasn't bad.
you know, I didn't even think about that the night we saw them at that conservatory in L.A.
Oh, I didn't.
Orange Beach or stuff. When
Yeah.
he played his few songs and stuff, I didn't go, oh yeah, Whiskey Dick, Cody Jinks, Unchecked Aggression. The
It all made
90s.
sense.
It all, or early 2000s, yeah, it all made sense.
You had an epiphany from the Oracle that night?
I did, but I didn't think about that right at that time. It was later.
You weren't doing much thinking that night.
There wasn't.
There wasn't much thinking.
I was trying to chase around Lita Ford.
Well, we
trying to
were
get
also
Lita
trying
Ford's
to get
pants.
COVID and put into our bodies so we could smuggle it into Texas.
Yeah, that's right. From Lita Ford.
From Lita Ford's the patient zero.
Yeah. And the Sepultura bassist, or who was she with the dreads? That was cool as shit.
Yeah.
Was she with Sepultura? I forgot who she was.
I don't know.
You know that's happening this weekend.
Sepultura's playing?
NAMM.
Oh, really?
They moved it to April for this year. I think next year it goes back to January, February. but it was in April again this year, and no one's
Is it
going.
Anaheim? Still
Mhm. Still in Anaheim.
cool, man.
But this is the NAMM weekend. I saw a bunch of people posting that they're gearing up and heading out.
Our friends?
Yeah. Well, no,
I didn't get an
not
invite.
not the big crew, but like Alex Gerst, he posted that he hit the road today.
I didn't get an
To go out
invite from
there.
Alex.
You didn't? You better call Alex. Be like, what the fuck?
See, Eric would invite me.
I wonder if Eric's going out.
I wonder which audio in like Jedi would win.
That was a fight back in the day. I don't think they care anymore because they're both doing so much work
Yeah.
and have so many badass
I think that was
clients.
a band thing anyway. That was just us pretending.
Yeah, they probably both didn't
They
care.
probably loved each
They were
other.
probably just like, this is funny. Let's
Yeah.
listen to all these kids just be like, he's better. No, he's better. No,
Yeah.
he's better. Yeah.
It's like Rick Rubin and Bob Rock. I'm like, oh, man, what if they fought?
And they're both just buddies that hang out.
Yeah.
Now,
Dr. Dre, he's the end all be all.
What's his name? The one that does the Blink 182 records. He's an asshole.
Oh, what's his name?
Deluge, DeLong, DeLing,
Oh, yeah.
Chris. God damn it. What's that guy's name? Thomas will know.
I thought DeLong was in the band.
No, I think that's the one.
The Nirvana cat, he's a Jedi master.
God damn it.
The one that did Nevermind, he's a Jedi. For sure.
Butch?
Yeah, Butch is a Jedi, right?
Hold on. What was...
We need to have
God
we need to have
damn
a
it.
show about the Jedis and sound production and who's who.
It's ding and dang dang like a dang along King Kong.
Along a ding dong.
That's what Thomas just said.
Shamalonga
Thomas, who am
ding-dong.
I thinking of? It's the one. He's got a brother. They're both producers. They're a-holes. Fuck. I sat there and watched him do a whole bunch of stuff with. He did Weezer stuff too.
I missed that Saturday special.
I think that was the year you didn't go. And I was just like, man, this is neat. This is cool. Anyway. Here we are. It's Tuesday. We had a whole show lined up that was going to be fun. And, you know, it was going out to the masses. The UK was chomping at the bit about this show because we were going to have the band that never stops touring North by North in tonight. And, yeah, they
Didn't happen.
decided late last night to say, we're not going to make it.
Well,
They're on a never-ending tour, and they had to drive from Santa Fe. They had 4 days to drive from Santa Fe to Denton because they have a show in Denton tomorrow.
seems attainable.
Since it's a shorter drive to drive from here to Santa Fe than it is from here to Big Bend.
Right. So it's pretty attainable.
Pretty attainable, right? Yeah. Yes, Chris Lord Algie and Tom Lord Algie. Those are them.
Maybe they had
And I say Algie because it's funny.
maybe they had a governor put on their accelerator.
That's not
Is it
going to help
governor
with
or
their
governor?
tour.
And they could only go 35 miles an hour because I still think they could have gotten here by then.
In 4 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
But
if they went
apparently-
35 miles an hour.
They're too good for us. So,
Well, yeah, everybody is. That's
Yeah.
what we've heard.
yeah, they think they're just way too good for this show or too high tone for this. So, I thought we were cool, Kendra. I thought when we ran into you down at Mohawk that night, that famous night that Matt almost died at the Dillinger Escape Plan show, where Dillinger Escape Plan played outside, which I'm wearing their shirt. Look at this. That's just coincidence. And North by North was playing inside. What kind of fucking shit is that? What a shit show. Who booked that?
Someone at Mohawk, probably, right?
We're going to have super violent outside and super peaceful inside. Cool.
The yin and the yang.
2-piece band and absolute fucking chaos outside.
Yeah, it's the yin and the yang show.
It was yin and the yang.
Yang
But I
and the
thought we were
yang?
cool. Thought we were friends. Thought we were all good. But yeah,
It's not, man.
I guess not. So
I'll get that knife out of your back in a second.
North by North, fucking dead.
Put them in the trash. That trash can's getting full.
I hope you're yeah, that trash can is getting full. I hope you have fun at Growl. Playing a fucking show at Growl. Although I have nothing against growl. I just mean,
Growl.
on a Thursday night.
I think from now on, when anyone asks me where someone's playing, if it's like, hey, where's the Methinks show? Which we got to talk about a Methinks show in a minute.
We are.
I'm just going to go.
Oh, they're playing a growl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
you're gonna
gonna
do.
do, yeah.
Then we'll all get it. Oh, okay. You're growling. Okay, growl.
Remember, Mr. T used to growl.
They're rubber gloves tomorrow. Growl on Thursday, and then the double wide on Friday.
You know, it's funny.
The mohawk on Saturday. Like, really?
When you're growing up, you think it's cool to growl. You're like, well, if I'm mad and I show my aggression with,
Well, you think you're
that's
exhibit.
really cool. Why didn't we just keep, like, as an adult, male and female, like we should, as adults, why didn't we hang on to that? And that's our show of displeasure. Like, right, if someone brought you the wrong beer, like your bartender brought you, you know?
Who was the other guy that growled?
B.A. Baracus was the one I knew.
He growled.
Yeah.
I'm
sure Bobcat, what's his name, Goldman, he probably growled something.
Brett Goldstein does on Ted Lasso.
He does. Yeah.
He growls.
Bring back the growl. I mean, you can't say anything anymore, or someone's going to say you're a Nazi, right?
Yeah.
So just take all vocabulary out and take all aggression, well, verbal, like.
Yes, Rich got it.
Words.
DMX.
Yeah, DMX growl. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a better way to tell, and instead of saying I need to speak to the manager, Karen should just go, and then the waiter will be like, okay, she needs to speak to the manager.
You know who else growled and grunted, and it always freaked me out?
Corey Taylor,
Moffatelli, Goonies.
Yeah,
She was running through the cave going,
yeah.
That was weird to me.
It seems like
it's like, why is this old lady grunting like that?
It seems like a way to deal with all this fucked up wokeness shit that everybody's practicing these days is just growling.
Just turn into a dog?
Just turn into a dog. Then it all goes away. You just
I can identify as a dog.
You don't say anything. You don't say anything bad. You don't say anything racial. You don't say anything like just negative that hurts people's feelings. You just growl.
Somehow you'll be putting things down.
Somehow you'll still be a.
Oh, she did. She did growl and throw Mama from the train too.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot about throw Mama from the train. I haven't seen that in a while. I need to go back and watch that.
Somehow though, you'll still be. You and I, if we growled as white males, would still be considered right-wing, extremist, racist, Nazi pigs though. Somehow.
Or
our growl would go
come
too
across
heavy or
sexual. Like are you growling at her because you want to like hump her leg or something?
What if it's a dude?
You want to hump his leg.
You want to hump his leg?
You can't tell me who I can and can't hump.
You
what
must be
leg
a
I want.
right-wing extremist conservo MAGA
We
nationalist.
live in a world where you cannot tell me whose leg I can and can't hump. If I want to hump his leg, if I want to hump her leg, if I want to,
and also
their leg.
I don't think that would hold up in court though. If they took you to court because you growled and then tried to say it was because you wanted to hump someone's leg, that wouldn't work.
It gets violent when you bark. As long as you don't bark.
Yeah.
You just.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to start doing. My dissatisfaction of life in general, I'm going to be growling a lot.
I'm going to just Roy Kent my life from now on. I'm just constantly angry, never smile.
But he has a heart.
He does have a heart, but he keeps it well hidden, which I already do that.
Way to tell every woman out there you're emotionally unavailable.
I'm German. I have
I'm unavailable.
Real
My heart
issues
is
expressing emotion. I've come to that conclusion over the last couple of years.
We've chosen
that
darkness.
I cannot, yes.
We've chosen darkness at a young age, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Much like the band, I love you, but I've chosen darkness. I love that there's a comma in there, too. I love you, comma, but I've chosen darkness. So, yeah, happy post-Easter. Shout out to executive producer of the show, Mr. Jeremy Perez, for hooking us up this episode.
Egg hunting?
The only egg hunting I did was at the Cicada on Saturday night during the Methinks.
Did you find any eggs?
I found some eggs. They had funny eggs. Funny eggs. One of them had a rolled up dollar bill, a Coke dollar in it. Already rolled up, ready to go.
Sir?
One had a baggie of something in it. I don't know what that was. No, I'm just kidding. Their Easter egg hunt was awesome. They did it right. They hid eggs all over the cicada in all sorts of weird spots. In the darkness up on stage. It was great. But I got to pick. So when I posted the photo,
did you get a Dunlop or something? What kind of pick was
the
it?
Johnny Trash Pocket signature glow in the dark pick.
Whoa!
Yeah, you don't just get those
No,
anywhere.
man. That's
you
a
don't,
good Easter
and you don't
egg.
just hand that out.
That's a good Easter egg to find.
That was a good one. But then later on, I made a post about it. But then later on, I found one with the Loud and Sucky patch in it.
Another good one.
Another one with a sticker,
grab
the
one for
fucking
me?
bullshit sticker in it.
Did you grab one for me?
What, an egg or a
Yeah,
patch?
an egg.
The one I got for you, I put it back. It just had a bottle cap in it
I just threw it
from a
back.
beer.
No, that's probably Marlins.
Yeah, and then there was some other stuff, but it was pretty awesome. That was pretty genius, just hiding them all over the place. Like you'd be sitting there watching them, and be all into the show, and then you just look over and be like, "Why is there an egg on that skull on top of the wall there?" And you'd walk over and pick it up.
And you're like, ding, 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 ding,
Or-
ding.
Why is there an egg where you put the coins in for the pool table?
Why is there an egg in the toilet with a bunch of blood around? My
And-
bad. I'm sorry, dude.
Sir, in this state, we're not allowed to talk about that. But if we're gonna talk about that show real quick,
Yeah,
I'll
let's talk
knock
about it,
out.
man. I'm disappointed that I missed it. I found out the night of, about 10 minutes before they started. Marlon was like, "Hey, ass, you coming to the show?" And
Even though I
actually
talked
it was-
about it last week on this show,
I said I didn't know about it.
I talked about it last week on
I have
this
no
show.
idea. I didn't know there was a show.
So this was I wrote a review. I put some pictures up. You can go to theaudiohead.com, theaudiohead.com, and
one. For music inside.
it was breaking in the sound system night. And what better way to do it than with Professor Fuzz 63?
Did they go? They went no lube, huh? Didn't
No
have
lube.
a test run or nothing. Just said this
Sloth
is our
Fist.
test run.
No, they had test runs for the 2 weeks leading up to it, but nothing's been methinks loud. And boy, was it fucking loud. When Professor Fuzz did their sound check when I first got there, people were walking in and out of the door, and I was like, that is fucking loud. Way louder than Mass was ever.
Really?
I was like,
Louder than
holy
Mass.
crap, that's loud. Because I was out on the
I saw a show.
out in the smoking area with everybody hanging out.
I saw a corn show though at Mass that was pretty loud. Once.
I don't think that was the real corn. And I don't think
was it?
standing on stage and your own volume.
What and I also saw a
System of a Down show there.
right
That wasn't
Same
a real
night.
System of a Down.
and Pinkish Black.
And
That was pretty
Rammstein.
loud.
Rammstein was loud. Well, yeah, Pinkish Black's always loud. So it
So
Professor Fuzz
Cicadia
kicked it
took
off,
the
and it's
award
like,
for the
great.
loudest venue the first day they were open. Is what you're
fuck,
saying?
But here's the deal. So
That's not going to sit well with Pharrella.
Professor Fuzz took off and played their
gonna
set.
start
And
a
I'm sitting
war.
there looking and I'm listening and I'm like, man, okay. Yeah,
It's loud.
everything is loud and clear.
Ooh, see, that's the key. That's the trick. Anybody
and
can
balanced.
be loud, right?
And I was like, okay, cool. Sloth Fist gets up there. Hardcore punk from Dallas. And they're badass. That's such a fucking great band. So they get up there and they start ripping up. And I was like, oh, 5 guys on stage.
the
and
Goonies
it's
Tool
still
cover band.
clear. Yeah. Baby. They grunt. Like Ma Fatelli. So then we've all seen Methinks at least, I don't know, 3 times, right?
If you haven't seen Methinks live, just
You
go ahead
just
and
go ahead and,
wrap the noose over the shower curtain rod.
So we've seen the Methinks once or twice in the past, and we all know they get loud. I mean, half their songs are about tinnitus and going deaf. So they get up there, and it's loud as fuck. I don't remember a time at Mass where I put my earplugs in. And I put my earplugs in. I was like, holy fuck. But then I was like,
Did you growl at them?
I went to the back and I stand in between the 2 pool tables. Yes, Cicada has 2 pool tables. And I'm sitting there listening to it. And I'm like, this is clear as shit. I can hear everything. Everything's well defined. It sounds fantastic, and it's loud, like hurting loud, like rock your bones loud. It was good. So, props to the new sound system at the Cicada.
Out of 10 stars, you're giving it, or 5 stars, you're giving it 6.
I'm
right?
giving it a 10. A
10.
fucking 10.
Well, that's good to hear.
It
Well,
was.
there's a lack of good sound systems
sounds
and,
good.
And good sound men, and it's good to hear that we got one on board in the Funky Town.
Yeah. At the
Funky
Cicada,
Town.
who is a proud partner and sponsor with our show.
Yeah, when's that happening? Aren't we supposed to do some
Next
shindig with
week
them?
is
Oh,
our live show.
Man, that's quick.
Next week is our live show, and we fluctuated guests. I'm waiting to hear from one to see who our guest will be, or it'll just be me and you up there pantsless.
Yeah, we get Trash Pockets to show up.
So yeah, next
They'll
week
show up, right?
we can
we
get
need
him
'em?
out there. Yeah, if he gets off work,
Anybody in the methinks we need a bullpen just in case.
just in case,
We'd
we'll
like
just call you up.
We'd like for it to be you.
But next week, this show will not be streaming on YouTube. If you want to come see it, you gotta sit your ass in the Cicada and watch us on stage do it live. Because that's what we do. We just say, fuck it, we'll do it live.
Growl. Actually, it's not at Growl. Wait, let me rewind it.
Yeah,
a second real
rewind
quick.
it.
We're
We'll
do- we're
growl
go-
to you
We'll
live.
growl to you, but it's not at Growl. We're going to
It's
be
at
at
Cicada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old Mass
Yeah. You know, down there, across from
Over
Four
there.
Sisters.
with a, the area
Down
of
and
town,
out.
the area of town that smells like dirty panties.
And we are inviting everyone. Come out. Come
Just
hang
come
out.
out.
Just come out.
Come out
And
hang out.
watch. This is our first live show there.
Ever.
And
First live show ever.
well-
We've never done a live show.
we have. It's just
Man.
been
I
not
don't remember. Through the PA.
like through a PA. Yeah, because we've done live shows
Are
all
we
over
going
the
through
place.
the PA?
Yeah.
Is that okay? So
We're
we've
gonna be
never
sitting on
done that.
stage, yeah.
We've never done a live show that
Oh, show will be at 8:00 like normal.
it will demand audience participation
Yes.
like this.
And preceding us will be trivia, and after us will be karaoke.
Will there be a question and answer segment?
We can set up a mic, and people can walk up and ask us questions if they
Questions.
want to find out things. We could do that.
We should just put it up there like the whole time. Anytime you feel the need to come ask a question, you
Guys,
can ask
in the middle of it, we're having a
We
great
might-
interview
we
with
might
our
growl,
guest,
but
and they just they interrupt us and they're like, Stubbs, what kind of jeans are you wearing?
that would be a growl because
Yeah.
half the time I don't know what kind of jeans I'm wearing. A better question would be, what's in your
Yes.
jeans?
Marlon's correct. If it's live, it's not internet radios.
That's right.
It's not.
We can't really call it internet radios.
We can't. No. So yes, the show Saturday was great. Show on Friday was pretty good.
What show was that?
The Psychedelic Panther Fest at
Uh-oh.
Lola's.
Yeah. The 2-day festival. How'd it go, man?
I
I asked these things because I was not in town.
you were not in town, and this is what
I had
we're
to
going to
fly
break
out.
down next.
I had to fly
'Cause I
out.
wanna, this is going to be a big segment, but Psychedelic Panther was all right. It was good. I just wish there were more people there,
Was it low attended?
and it would have helped out. Like the vendors,
The
vendors
weather
were
was
just kind of
great,
sitting around
wasn't
going. It was cold. That was part of the problem. It was cold, and that was kind of aggravating. And
The weather needs to make up its mind. Is it going to be spring? Is it going to be summer? Is it going to be winter?
I don't know, but it was a good night. Music wise, it was fantastic. It was great.
I saw the bands on the bill on some of the Instagram hub, and it was pretty cool.
There was no.
I didn't see
I
any
was
people.
disappointed there was no fishbowl of psychedelics being handed out.
So it wasn't a fishbowl party.
It was not a
See, I
fishbowl
was under
party in
the,
that way. I was kind
I
of
thought it
disappointed in that.
was.
A lot of tie dye. I got tie dyed out really quick. Like everybody was selling tie dye.
Tie dye's been around for a while. You got to watch it with that stuff. Tie dye, like
It's been around for a while.
like if you're a
you think?
band, yeah, the Grateful Dead.
Mhm.
That's the tie dye rock and roll shirts. You start throwing other things in, then it confuses people.
It does. Yeah.
You don't want to do that to these kids today. They're confused already. Very confused.
The gas pipe was there, and you could.
Oh, when he endorsed one of the sponsors, maybe.
You could buy all sorts of weird stuff there.
Mushroom
Weird
kits.
Delta THC weird things, and then no mushroom kits, and then our buddy Andrew with Fort Worth Roots, he had he had his booth set up, and me and him and Jeff.
What was he
and
selling?
Susie,
Podcast?
He was selling podcasts. He's like, here, I'm going to sell podcasts.
What does his booth sell?
Speaking of, oh, well, hold on. We'll his booth sells podcasts. He
That's
was
awesome.
just selling. I think he was selling endorsement spots and free airtime or something. But and Jeff, Susie, and I went over there and hung out for a while.
Did you
And
buy a podcast?
there were celebrities there at this show.
Did you buy a podcast?
I did not buy one. I already have one.
So you didn't need to buy one.
Didn't need to buy one to add to this one.
What was the going rate per podcast?
I don't know. I have to look at his. I didn't even look at his cheat sheet to figure out, because then we could start selling podcasts.
Yeah, we need to know the price point.
I'm ready to sell off Mark Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah, we might need it pretty soon. Man.
We're going to talk about that a little bit. But anyway, yeah, it was a fun night. Saw
You don't want to have anything to do with his name right now?
No. Saw Taylor Swift there. Saw Ashton Kutcher.
Wait a sec.
Saw
at Psychedelic Panther you saw?
Yeah, there were
Taylor
celebrities
Swift?
everywhere. She stayed in
didn't
town.
realize
She came by.
that.
She ran
Did
by.
you ask her about the board?
That Olivia Wilde was there. I
Man,
kicked her.
Crazy.
And
Lars Ulrich?
Lars stopped by for a little bit to promote the new Metallica record that comes out this week, because it's all over everything musically related. I think he sat down with Andrew. That's who I should have
Andrew
been.
probably
Andrew
owes him
should.
$1 million and doesn't even know it.
I should have been that.
Lars?
Yeah, I'm Lars Ulrich from Metallica.
I just think sometimes
You want to buy some of
Bands-
my art, man?
sometimes bands take things a little, I don't know,
I don't
a little
know,
too serious, you know?
Anyway, I looked at all the music blogs yesterday and today, and it's nothing but Metallica, because it comes out this week. And they're on Kimmel doing a...
Oh, no.
which Kimmel's not fucking funny anymore. I've said this a million
None of
times.
them
on our
are. There
show.
is
They're
no
not.
late night that's funny anymore.
There's no one daring. There's no David
No.
Letterman anymore.
Uh-uh.
And I'm sad.
No.
I'm sad.
When David Letterman died,
None of those
late
guys are
night
daring.
died.
None of those
when
guys
Jay
do anything
Leno,
cool.
when he died.
When's the last time someone's dropped a watermelon off a roof?
When's the last
Or
time?
TV.
When's the last time that?
Or drove a golf ball down through
Yeah.
Times Square
Yeah.
and just didn't care. Like, I'm going to hit someone. I don't care. I'm going to drive a golf ball off this building in the Times Square.
Yeah.
No one does that anymore.
Uh-uh.
Or do they let bands play their marquee, like Rage Against the Machine playing
Or
the
when's
David
the last
Letterman
time Drew
marquee?
Barrymore got on a desk and showed her boobs to
Yeah.
the host? That hasn't happened in a while.
None of these shows are good.
No, it's
Not
all
even
garbage,
that
dude.
that British dude that did the car thing, car karaoke.
Oh yeah. Shit.
James Corbin. Is that his
Yeah.
name?
Yeah, all late night TV right now is shit. That's why, you know what I watch? King of the Hill.
You know what I watch?
What's that?
The West Wing.
That's a good one to go to sleep to as well.
I'm in season 3, and it makes me hate this
Politics?
government even more.
And you don't get me started.
And I had to look it up last night while I was editing some photos out here. That the season 3 was in 2001, and all their talking points are shit that's still talking points today.
now nothing's
it makes you-
happened.
Like gun
it's been a
control,
stalemate since.
gun control, abortion,
That is a good point.
refugees.
That's genius.
Refugees granted national status, so that way they can vote for the Democrat
Socialized
side of things.
healthcare.
Socialized healthcare. It's all
Right.
the same
And
shit
nothing's happened.
from 2001.
Yeah, we've been in a stalemate since.
Just recite
hanging
either
shed,
that or
yeah. It's like-
this fucking
Yeah.
government right now that we have in place is just
No.
milking stuff up from a TV show.
No. This was the same shit that was going on with
You sure?
Orange Man Bad.
You sure Aaron
I
Sorkin
guarantee
just
you.
isn't writing a script for Joe Biden every day?
I mean, he could be, but if he did, he was also writing for Orange Man Bad, like the man we shall not say his name. Like,
Oh.
it was for him. It was for Obama. It was for he's been writing since then because nothing has happened, right?
And you know who
There's been a stalemate.
the episode last night that I was watching was they had to send warships
Yeah.
in between the strait between North Korea and China.
We were right there with Taiwan being surrounded by Chinese
I'm
warships.
like, what the fuck? This was all.
It's funny because
It's all the same shit that's happened today.
Yes, like the last.
Nothing's
listen,
changed.
Think about it. The last, I would say, big time legislation that's been brought up by both sides of the aisle. Maybe I don't remember how many Republicans were on board, but was healthcare. Like since then,
Yeah.
there has been nothing that they have gotten done together. It's all been partisan. Like, oh, abortion, partisan. Border, partisan. Anything that's happened since then has been partisan shit, and that's why we've been gridlocked since 2001.
And then
What year is it, by the way?
2023.
How many years is that our government has been gridlocked, and this nice show pointed that out to you?
Take the 1, divide it by 7,
Now
add 3,
you're pretending you're doing math like me.
minus 4 and 5. 22 years.
22 years we've been gridlocked with this shithead government.
It's the same. It's so
and
wild.
I bet you if you look at majority of the people that are fucking stalemated were the same ones that were stalemated back then.
As soon as I finish this, I'm going straight into newsroom to see how much of that shit is still rolled over to today.
Yeah.
And that's not that long ago. I
No,
mean,
I mean,
newsroom
you know what?
started when we started the show.
It's funny. I need to start that with my better half because she has never seen it, and
That's
I
weird.
need to watch the rest of it.
That's a weird thing to say.
Better half?
Yeah, how you feel about that?
I thought that was just respect for your married, like your soulmate and stuff. Did I?
Is old
Wait
lady?
a second. Should I have growled?
Is it good to go like
My old
old lady?
Now that, or my chica, or what about my shorty?
My beau?
Wait a second. How
My
come?
bae?
How come black males can get away with calling their girlfriend shorty or their whoever they're banging at the time, but a white male, you say that you go my shorty? We got problem. We got problems.
I've never done that.
You're a MAGA extremist.
I wanna
if
try
you
that.
say it.
Yo, Shody, get over here.
Hey, shorty. I think pretty much at this point, anything that comes out of my mouth is and your mouth because of our color
See?
and our sexual genderism. We are MAGA extremists, even though we never voted for. Did you ever vote for him?
Every time there's an
How many
election.
times did you vote for
Let's see.
the old orange-haired guy?
None.
I didn't vote for him ever, but guess what? We damn sure are MAGA extremists.
We've done this show for 10 years. It'll be 10 years in July, and we're having a massive party that details will come.
Oh, I thought this was a weird-ass segue.
No, but
You have to
we're
go.
having a huge-ass party.
Huge,
But,
huge
okay,
party.
in 10 years, we have had 2 elections, 3 elections.
Yeah, we were not around for
So-
Obama. We came in right after that.
Right after Obama. So,
Yeah.
But every time there's been an election, we've done this stupid test. The which way should I vote test. Or which way do I lean test that they always put online. We always go through it. And one of them has like 100 questions. One of them is a quick one that has like 20 or 30 questions. But we've always done the in-depth ones.
And
And
it always
revealed
tells
our
just
results.
Don't do the test is what it says. It's like, don't even try.
No, what it says is we're pretty much in the middle with a little bit leaning left. A little bit leaning to the left.
But if you asked 90% of
But because we go the gun range-
local media outlets that are named after not a month, not a day, but you would think we were way to the right MAGA extremists because we
Yeah.
speak our mind.
Yeah. If we were on the left, we would not be as vocal as we are. Although,
If we
all
were,
the people I know that lean left are pretty goddamn vocal and pretty hardcore.
see, I think what I found out in Arizona is
It
the,
doesn't fucking
the
matter.
key. It doesn't fucking matter, and just distance yourself from all that shit. Period. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're MAGA extremist racist Nazi, or if you're liberal libtard blue purple hair trans. It doesn't matter.
Do you
None of it
like
fucking
landscapes? Then we're all gonna hang out and have fun.
Right?
together.
Do you like Do you like cool shit? Do you like
Do you like landscapes?
Do you like trails?
Do you like sunsets?
Do you
And
like
do you
cool
like
views?
the cool desert rock?
Join us. None of this shit matters.
Jose said newsroom could be present still.
I wish Newsroom was still around. Actually, that was a genius show.
Newsroom was great. So
How many seasons were there?
3, 4. 3.
So it's a short series.
Yeah. God, that show was so good.
Then that'll explain to everyone one of our intros if they would go watch it.
Yeah, the
See,
one.
HBO
If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
How much money does HBO owe us?
Or do we owe them?
How much do we owe them?
I don't know. As much as we promote their shit, they owe us.
Watch.
All right.
Careful stuff.
So this is what I want to get into. You took a trip to Arizona this weekend
a place I've never been.
that I'm highly jealous of because you get me in that little four-state,
You wouldn't
that
come
four-corner state. I barely came back last time I went.
If you'd have been on this trip with me this time,
I would have talked you into it.
You'd have been
We're
like, hey,
living
we're
here.
staying here, man.
We're
This is
living
where our
here."
show needs to be. And I would just have to explain to my people I went there with, hey, I'm not going back, man.
I'd have been like, hey, man,
We're staying here.
let's get those college guys movers or whatever.
Oh, my
Dorm
gosh.
brat movers. They can just load up all our shit and bring it out here to us
Right.
because we're not going back. We're going to stand on the corner of Winslow, Arizona. Did you go there? Oh,
No,
no,
I
that's too
didn't.
far out of your way.
No,
All right, so you flew in where?
we flew into Phoenix.
How was that? I've
Fucking
never
amazing.
been to
man.
Phoenix.
So it's one of those long terminals, like it's one big long terminal, and then the
like a dick.
yeah, like a dick. So it's not confusing. It's real easy in and out. Like it reminded me of a less confusing, which isn't a confusing airport, Vegas. It's like just everybody's pretty laid back. It's one big ass terminal. I mean, they have it sectioned off, Terminal A, Terminal B, but it's not like DFW where there's like different sections.
Or it's not like Denver or Orlando. You got to catch a tram to go to this spoke.
There is
you
a
gotta catch
tram,
tram to go
but
to this spoke.
but the thing is about it is you have to. It's to get your luggage. Like it's to get your. I'm sorry, not luggage. To get your rent a car. So it's not that big of a beating. You know what I mean? The thing about it. What are you looking for, buddy?
It's all right. I'll find them here in a little bit. I'm freaking out. Go ahead.
The airport's awesome. Like it was easy. Like everybody was cool, which is a resounding theme in Arizona. Hint, hint, Texas. Everything was cool. Like there was no feeling like you're just some cattle being prodded through an airport. You fucking asshole. Like that. I got my shit searched as normal, as usual. And
Like your
fucking,
shit search? Like
Yeah.
they went up your ass?
No, but
No.
they did the full on. I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably on a list somewhere because every time I fly now,
You
at
look
one point,
shifty.
I guess so. At one point during the trip, I'm getting pulled aside and searched. Well, they were cool about that. They're like, "Hey,
least you
I
have
think it's
camera
just this
gear.
fucking stupid water," and that's what I tell people too. I always talk about when I travel with Dustin. He's always stopped down at some point about his camera and his laptop and his podcasting gear. But now, recently, I would say ever since we went to New York, every time I get on a fucking plane, I'm searched. And I don't,
It's
you know,
because
I travel
you
lightly.
flew with me.
I travel lightly, and I think it's because I flew with you.
You flew with me, and they
I
put
think
you on a
once
list.
I flew with you, they're like, "Oh, this guy's on the list too," but it hasn't happened to Thomas.
Once
Thomas goes straight through.
Thomas works for the place. He's got shit pushed in to where he can be.
They're
like,
already up on him.
I bypass it. He bypasses
We
everything
did last
just
time.
because he's a.
Remember last time we got through before he did, and he pays a monthly fee.
Well, I mean, he works there. But
Wasn't that was funny?
I have been checked ever since I came back from Ireland, and I was bringing whiskey back with me, and they thought it was explosives, and I'm like, it's fucking whiskey. It's
Maybe they
Irish
think
whiskey.
Maybe they think you and I are whiskey hustlers. Now.
And then in Denver, I got stopped leaving there after shooting one of the fashion shows up there because of all my camera gear, and they dusted it for explosives. And I'm like, why the fuck are you
I've
getting
been
that
dusted-
shit all over my camera stuff?
So I've been in the last 5 years.
Assholes.
I've been dusted for explosives 3 times with no like just a carry on, like just being myself, not any electronics on me or anything, just my phone. I've been dusted.
In Denver, I told them, you don't need to be dusting my camera gear. You need to be
Good.
dusting this. And I shot the TSA agent right there.
Time code on that one. Well, our next road trip's going to be real fun.
You know why you were gone? I meant to show you this. I got my new passport because I had to renew it.
So we can get the fuck out of town now?
Dude, it's different as shit. Oh, I can go into Baquias when we go to Big Bend National Park. But it's weird. The new passports are weird.
I'm sure they're set up to have
They're
vaccine
strange.
information put in immediately.
it's like a hard plastic card in the middle in the front page instead of just your picture. I'll show you when we're done with the show.
I want to check that out.
It's strange. Okay, so you flew into Phoenix. Did you go to Scottsdale? Did you catch any preseason
we
baseball?
No, we went what preseason? I think season started,
It
right?
did.
Hasn't
Yeah.
it?
I was gonna say you were waiting around for nothing.
No, we flew into Phoenix and got a rent. We stayed the night in Phoenix, which was cool.
Did you get any meth? Phoenix
did not get
gets a
any
lot of
meth.
meth. That's what I always hear.
I missed out on the meth boat.
Did you see any of Chris's whores?
I did see some Chris whores.
Okay.
Yeah.
All his whores are there.
It's clean. It's like a clean. The thing about
Phoenix is
I'll
clean?
tell you this: Phoenix seemed like a clean version of Vegas.
Huh.
It's like, you know how Vegas, all of a sudden you get to a certain point, you're like, oh, this place is trash.
Yeah.
That's not the way Phoenix is. Phoenix seemed like the whole city's clean. They drive their speed limit there. Imagine
I
that.
thought you were gonna say they drive speeder bikes there. I was about to be like, whoa.
That would be cool. But we woke up early. We had to hit the road because we had to get to Flagstaff on. This was just a weekender trip, so we had to haul butt and get to Flagstaff.
Y'all had a lot of ground to cover.
A lot of ground to cover. So we immediately got up. The hotel, like, supposedly had a free breakfast, one of those continental breakfasts, right? Except
How did you pronounce that?
Continental free breakfast. Which part?
That part.
Breakfast.
No, you're good.
Continental.
You're good.
Continental.
You nearly.
Did
That's
I
the
say
way it
that?
said it. It sounded like it came out. You're good.
Well, it was $16.99. I've like a free continental breakfast. I've never traveled and then been hit up for $17. So we left and we're like, we'll just hit up the Chick-fil-A on the way. We hit a few dispensaries, or I hit one dispensary hard on the way out, and then went to
Arizona's
Target.
recreational?
And Arizona's recreational.
It wasn't when I was there.
And then we went directly to the Chick-fil-A, got breakfast, and then hauled ass up to Flagstaff.
Well, hold on. You had a continental breakfast, then you had a
No, we did
Chick-fil-A
not.
breakfast? Oh, you did not. Okay.
The continental breakfast turned out to be a $16.99 breakfast, which we were like, fuck that. Because we had already seen the goods. Like, we walked in there, and we were about to start picking down, and this guy came out and was like, hey, man, yeah, it's $16.99.
Did you go,
And I was
it's
like-
free with the room I got.
And he was like, yeah, I don't know why they say that. It's never been free. You know,
Well, I travel with a gun.
I didn't brandish my weapon at
Oh,
all.
you didn't? Okay.
Which I could have, because aren't they concealed?
Yeah, you can't
They're
fly
not
with it.
constitutional, but
You
they're
can't
concealed.
fly with it. I mean, you can put it underneath, but yeah. Anyway, that's too much.
I didn't
pain in
fly
the
with
ass.
my gun.
And it's not good to shoot people in this day and age.
Especially nice
God.
guys that are working the continental breakfast at $16.99. But we went. Oh, I
He's just
wanted to
working
tell
for a
you
tip.
about the getting a rental car because you'll like this. I don't have any experience with Arizona. I accidentally drove into Arizona about 15 years ago when I was trying to get back to Santa Fe from Colorado, from Durango.
What?
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever been to Arizona.
You missed that one by a little bit.
I did go the wrong way. a few miles.
Jesus.
Johnson was with me, so it's not all on me. I knew nothing about.
Nice guys don't block their close friends on Facebook, Stubbs.
How do you like that?
That's
by the way,
that's a funny ass story.
I
We'll
was
get
like, what
to
the fuck? Why is this message coming up? We'll get to that later. I still hadn't figured it out. I'm like, what the hell? I can't find now. I can't find him on Facebook to re-friend request him. I guess.
I think it was like the other day. You were like, "Man, I'm tired of listening to this guy, man. He's just
Fucking
talking
sick
all
of-
this
sick
Skip
of
Redstone
Thomas. Skip
stuff."
Redstone's beat me to a pulp, man.
Okay, so y'all drove up.
No, well, I got to tell you the story about the car rental place.
Oh yeah, car rental.
real quick.
I know.
Because it was interesting. I've never been there. I thought it was just desert, pretty much flat territory. I wanted to get a Tesla. I was like, hey, I don't care what group we
There's
pick
mountains
pick
right there in
from.
Phoenix, aren't there? Right outside. Can't you see them?
Yeah, but still, you're still thinking, this state's more known for the cactus and the
Rock
road,
formations,
yeah,
the camel rocks.
beep, beep, and the Roadrunner and the
Yeah.
Wile E. Coyote. That's what they're known for, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be much I can't handle. And so
Monument Valley.
I've also never drove a Tesla, so I wanted to get a little test run at a Tesla. So that's what I wanted.
I mean, there's a little gorge in Arizona, just a little,
Just
tiny
a little
one.
bitty, what, a creek? Would you say
a little gully?
Yeah, a little gully, some hills,
Yeah.
maybe here and there.
Yeah.
So we go to get our ride early Friday morning, and they say to us, where are you guys going? and Mandy's like, we're going to driving up to Flagstaff, and she's like, whoa, you're trying to get wait,
Tap the
you
brakes.
tap the brakes. You're not going to Flagstaff in a Tesla, and she was like, okay, what do you recommend? She's like, you gotta have a 4-wheel drive. And me, I'm going, what? I don't need a 4-wheel drive to drive around Arizona. I'm from Texas. I've drone at Riverside trails. I've been to Colorado Springs, Colorado. I know what I'm doing.
I can drive a battery-powered car up these hills.
Let me tell you what. We got about an hour outside of town, and oh my gosh, I'm so glad we had a 4-wheel drive. We got a 4Runner.
Yeah,
I
lunar rock-covered
it's what it's
TRD trail.
Oh yeah,
Pro Runner or
but
4Runner.
The terrain is like lunar rock. Once you get up to once you get about an hour and 15 minutes outside of Phoenix,
rad.
it's like, oh, it's go time.
Yeah,
and you need 4-wheel drive. And
It's
also
so
the winter melt is still there. It's still coming down the mountain. So every night it freezes. Thank you, Jane's Addiction.
Man, I should have had all this loaded.
You should have. So the overflow. What do you call it? The whatever it is that's coming down the mountain. Go ahead. Anyway, it refreezes. So there's times when if the weather doesn't change too much this time of year up there, you got to deal with icy, snowy roads.
And Teslas are known for their traction.
Teslas are known for their traction and good.
How good they are when it's cold.
Right. So thank goodness.
How many people died in New York in a Tesla that they covered up?
Oh man, I don't know. I gotta change this when we do our shows every time because I got notes for Arizona, and now my computer shut down because I didn't play with the mouse pad. And here we're gonna go. I gotta remember my password. Hang on, guys.
Hold on.
I'll continue this story as soon as I remember my password and figure out where I'm at in life.
So next you rented a car, a Tesla. Had no idea why until we got out of Phoenix. Then Sedona looks like the coolest place to see a sunrise in North America.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to get locked out. This is why I don't bring my computer.
You need to change all that. You got it plugged into power, right?
Yeah, all right.
Just set it where when you're plugged into power, you don't have to worry about anything.
Is there a way to do that to your Mac?
Yeah.
If you're in power,
that's what
keep
I do
it open.
with both of these, as long as they're plugged in.
You gotta show me that after the show. I didn't know that happened.
One more time. Man, I played it way too fast. I played the live version. Okay.
All right, so Sedona. So Arizona is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I figured this out probably 20 minutes away from our original hotel in Phoenix. I love this place.
Arizona's badass.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And Chris was telling me that. He's like, dude, you're going to fucking love it.
And as you make your way towards Utah,
right,
it gets cooler.
Yeah, I might be making a trip to Utah pretty soon.
Oh, we're going to Moab.
That's what I was thinking when I was texting you, like, dude, you got to go to Sedona, man. That's where we should do our guy trip. You were like, well, I'm thinking about Moab. I was like, or Moab. Moab is what I'll call it. So
I want to pull up there in my 4Runner. Everybody go, wow, what a poser. How many malls does that go to? Because they all have hardcore rigs. I'll be like,
I want to use that, man.
What?
How many malls does that go to?
You climb a lot. You go to a lot of mall climbing shit.
Oh, I'm that guy now that has the state park sticker, the little circle with the. I'm that guy now.
Because you went to the Grand Canyon.
I have one lonely sticker right now, but guess what?
Next month, most visited national park.
But next month I'll get number 2.
Oh yeah, you will.
So I'll start looking legit.
I got one on mine or in mine. I haven't put it on yet.
All right, so
I don't know how I want to do that yet.
Sedona is fucking probably like just driving through there. We didn't even get out, but I tell you what, if we're gonna do a guide trip pretty soon, it needs to be on the list. And Moab.
So Sedona's ridiculously cool from everybody I've ever talked to.
It might be the best place to watch a sunrise in the whole continental U.S. They have coffee shops that line up. So you can just go early in the morning, get you a cup of coffee, and watch the sun come over the mountains and the ridges and everything.
Do they turn the buildings around in the evening so you can watch the sunset?
That's what
like
I like
the whole
about
city
you, man.
rotates?
That's why someday we're going to be entrepreneurs that are colluded.
The entire city's on a turntable, and it just.
It's like a festival.
Yeah.
It's like
A
you know
giant
how
festival
they used
stage.
to do at Starplex when they would have Edge Fest. Like a band
When they had the rotating stage?
right, just rotate. And so you watch the
I only went
sunrise.
to like a
Guess
dozen
what?
shows that had that.
Now
That was
you
cool.
can watch the sunset.
Yeah, that was cool.
But the national park there that is right there, like there's so many people hanging out in that area. And that's the other thing.
There's people.
People are getting ready. Like it's not just Texas now at this point.
Oh, people are starting to stockpile.
People are getting ready to be off the grid for a while. Like it's totally obvious when the state parks is what really or the state and the national parks. You
just wait till this weekend or in a couple of weeks when we go down there.
We just did it a few weeks ago when we went out southwest of Arlington at that one, Joe Pool Lake one.
Oh, you
that
just
state
wait.
park.
You just wait. I got new stuff.
Well, the national parks are no different. There's, if not more, people that are ready to be for what's about to happen in the next few years to happen. And that's another thing is there were so many people that, honestly, to me, look like that's just where they live, state park to state park, and they're ready. They're ready for go time.
That's my dream. I'm gonna retire.
You don't have to wait much longer, man.
I'm gonna sell everything and just go RV.
You're gonna be forced pretty soon. So, mark my words.
Well, I need to get the RV now. Did you go to
Instead
Devil's
of
Bridge?
podcasting, we'll do pod pigeonholing. Everyone that listens to us will get one.
No. If you want to see us, you'll have to come to the park we're at.
Okay, I like that.
And like we stay at a state park for a month, and then we move on to the next one, and then stay there
Yes.
for a month, and then we stay here for a month, and
And
we
they have
make
to,
our
they
way
have to
across
give us their
country.
virgins too, right? Wait, that's
Yes.
the compound.
Yes,
That's the compound. I'm sorry.
yeah. That's when we build the compound. Did you go to Devil's Bridge?
No, I didn't go to Devil's Bridge. What's
Did-
that? I didn't even look it up.
It's an archway that you can walk across.
Oh, in
that-
Sedona. No,
in Sedona.
no, it looks amazing though.
Did you go to the Vista Overlook?
We didn't stop in
Oh, you
Sedona.
didn't?
No, we had to keep going because we had to be in Flagstaff by a certain time because I had an
'Cause
appointment with
preseason
Maynard.
football, that's what we need to talk about.
I had a lunch appointment with Maynard up in Cottonwood at one of his tasting venues.
I thought it was Jerome.
Jerome's where he lives. And then
I thought the
there's
vineyards
like
was in
7.
Jerome.
There's actually Merkin has several vineyards now. It's not just
yeah.
the
Did
Jerome.
you not go to the main one?
No, I went to a tasting room in Cottonwood, which is
Okay.
Jerome is where he lives, like where he first started it and stuff. I don't even know if you can go tour that. I'm sure you can.
You can.
But I don't know how.
I mean, we could. We know him.
Right. He wasn't
We're
there that
buddies.
day because he met me in Cottonwood.
So you go over to Cottonwood, and you're out there. That's kind of a weird area
It's an amazing area.
because you're by Clarksville. You're not that far from Jerome.
No, it's like 30 miles out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jerome's like you got all this cool shit in line on that interstate, either 14 or 17,
How big is Cottonwood?
and then you have Cottonwood was pretty small, but I would say a few thousand.
Okay.
Did you know Jerome?
Is it like Junction of
Jerome
Austin?
used to be up to 12,000, and when the mining boom went kaput, now they're down to like 400 people. Like Jerome's not big at all.
Yeah, Jerome's tiny.
But it used to be up to like 12,000, like the size of Palestine, Texas.
But that soil is crazy because of the volcanic
insane.
stuff and some of the mining stuff.
That's the other thing about the mountain terrain there. A lot of it is volcanic, which I guess that's why it's so insane and extreme.
And you have a lot of those volcano throats that basically is what Shiprock is in New Mexico.
Yeah.
It's a big just,
So-
or like Devil's Tower.
So Cottonwood, we went to a tasting and had lunch. I cannot recommend a city and a place to go hang out for lunch anywhere in the world more than Cottonwood. It's amazing. It's laid back. There's like the most amped up dude is the
That's
old
what we're
the old guy that accidentally got loose from the old folks home. That's about it. It's a bunch of cool shops, local art, real art.
Is there like
Americana.
a broken down like
I
car
see
wash?
How to explain it to you? It's like.
As long as they don't have that, then it's a good. Was Mila Jovovich
Have
there?
you been to Manitou Springs, like right there on the outside of Pikes Peak at the bottom? And they have that main road that kind of travels the base of the mountain, and the town is Manitou Springs.
I've been to Manitou Springs.
It's like that, except way more artsy.
Mhm.
And man, I have never seen that Sedona and Cottonwood. I've never seen so many luxury and extreme sports cars, and hot
I've been in
rods,
Westlake
and
for the past few weeks working.
I better tap the brakes.
tap the brakes. I see like 2 or 3 Ferraris a day.
Yeah, they have that. They also have the hot rods.
Yeah.
There's just you can tell that area is big. They're car enthusiasts, which you and I love cars.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was amazing. All the shops are like grassroots art that's from that area. It's very I would say it opens your creativity a lot traveling to a place like that. It's like a Pandora's box of creativity. There's things there that you've never seen anywhere else, and which is one of the main things I love about traveling is when you see something that you've never seen before, whether it be art, a way they do business, or whatever. Cottonwood was just like that, and that's where Merkin, the tasting room, was that we went to for lunch. We got a flight bot. You and I already have some experience with Merkin a little bit, but
Did you bring any bottles back?
You know what? I got something coming.
All right.
Okay. It's a little bit. You got to go through a little bit of a process to get them to get stuff and take it home.
It's a process.
It's a little bit of a process, not hard, but
The 3 phases.
I took care of you, and you're gonna like what I got.
Oh, okay.
Because I never had any of the whites from.
Whoa.
From sorry. The white wines. I've never had any of the white wines or the rose. Like all I drank was, I think, the Chupacabra with you.
The deep red stuff, because that's what I like. I like deep red stuff.
And I would say we had 4 on our flight that we tried that were reds and cabs, and then we had 3 whites. One of the reds was a surprise that you don't know it's in it.
Oh, really?
And
what'd you eat there?
We ate what is called lasagna muffins.
Let's see.
They're freaking delicious. The thing that was really cool about Maynard's place was the fact that the cooks, you could see them, they're upstairs, and you could see them hard at work. It's not like a Chili's where people are just farting around and stuff. Like, they're working hard. They're always monitoring their food, which is what I guess good chefs do. They're just sitting there watching while they're cooking, and they never leave and shoot the shit. You know, they don't go outside and smoke a cigarette and listen to Jerry Jonestown Massacre. They don't do that.
Well, fuck them. They can't come on our show then.
I'll tell them that.
Okay.
They and I'm pretty sure all the pastas like gluten free. Like they do that whole what is it, the heirloom pasta.
Which
and the bread, like it's all the best carbs you can have.
You had lasagna cupcakes?
Yes, and it was fucking
Which
delicious.
one did you have? Veggie,
chicken?
Okay, so what this is, all lasagna cupcakes are created with house-made duck egg pasta and fresh ingredients harvested from the Merkin gardens and greenhouses, served with a side salad and bread take and baked cupcakes. The chicken has roasted chicken, roasted poblano peppers and onions, smoked ricotta, mozzarella, and another word. I don't know what that word is.
I can't remember.
I don't even know what
other
that is.
dish we got. We got another dish too, and it was like kind of like.
I'm glad I'm not a foodie because I don't understand half the.
It was
kind of
like.
What is
the
it?
cheese? What is it? Not ravioli, but the other one that everybody gets that has the cheese in the middle. What's that stuff called?
Macaroni and cheese.
Yes, it was
Pecorino.
I got Kraft macaroni and cheese at the Merkin Vineyards. It was delicious. No, it was a tortellini. It was like a tortellini, except it was made with like potatoes and there was some kind of. It was delicious. Food was delicious. Wine was delicious. I'm giving Merkin's little spot, like I'm giving Maynard's spot. Merkin, I'm giving it 5 stars, man.
So when
there was nothing bad about it.
When you sat down with him to talk about coming on the show and everything,
he told me to fuck off.
He did. Oh well.
I think it was a decoy too. I don't even think it was the real Maynard that came and talked to
Maynard?
me. I think it was fake Maynard because it was.
Was this the clone Maynard?
It was like a 20-year-old girl.
Well, you know, the clone Maynard became Lady Gaga.
I did not know that.
Yes, you did.
Lady Gaga.
That's what happened at the Pussifer show.
Oh,
or
that's
did Lady
right.
Gaga
Yeah, that's
become
right. Yeah.
Maynard. Anyway, they're clones of each
I
other.
I thought it was Yeah, no, you're right.
You're right,
It was
yeah.
it was Gaga.
Because Lady Gaga cloned herself and created an asshole that
So,
became the lead singer of
All
Tool.
joking aside, I wrote 7,000 questions for that man.
And he told you to fuck off.
I didn't sleep. I didn't do anything for the week leading up. All I thought about was interview questions that I was going to have for Maynard. He wasn't there. He didn't get the memo.
That I sent you like in the group that we have with Jeremy. I was like, "Are you taking pictures of everything while you're there?" I'm scared to. You're scared
Yeah,
to
but
take
after that, I
pictures
started
of it.
taking a few pictures, and I'll post them here.
It's a
eventually.
tourist spot. Come on.
What did you want to go ahead and tell the listening audience what you told me to do? Take pictures like a
tourist.
Oh, was that it?
That might be from Korea. They take lots of pictures. It's just known. That's the thing. That's just what they do. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's badass.
It got
they
me
document
out-
everything.
It got me off my ass, and I took a picture of the food
You're
trucks.
not documenting anything.
I took a picture of the food
You're
trucks.
a failure. Yeah, no.
I went and took the pictures of the food trucks.
You're not documenting a damn thing.
No, because I figured when we
These
do,
guys
when we do a
enjoy
guy
their
trip,
vacations.
When we do a guy trip, you're going to go take your cameras, and then you'll take pictures of all of it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. So then you made your way to Flagstaff.
Oh yeah,
Perfect.
Flagstaff is like a fucking college town in the middle
Perfect
of Coleman.
town.
Oh, it's awesome,
Dude.
It's awesome.
Flagstaff.
I don't
is
know,
Awesome.
like my poor traveling partners. There is a lot of granola and patchouli women that walk around that little town, and a lot of these
You're
granola
like-
patchouli women are in shape because
they work their asses. Well, you're climbing. That
Yeah.
town is elevated. Elevated.
they all wear yoga pants. Every single one of them are wearing Lululemons and all that. Does my ass look good? Pants.
How'd you survive?
Oh my gosh, I looked at the ground a lot, and I ate a lot of edibles. And I looked up.
So you're like sky
down, sky
Sky,
down,
ground.
sky down. And the other
What's
thing
wrong
is,
with this guy? What's
so
with this old guy? Is he
where-
blind?
the hotel that we had, there was a lot of families that were going for their spring break, their final ski of the year, and so you also have that.
What
hot-
mountains around there?
It's covered with mountains, man.
No, but I mean, what
Humphreys for
ski
one.
mountain? Does Humphrey have a ski resort on it?
I don't. It would, surely it does, right? There's so many places that could. I'm not sure where all the ski resorts are, but everybody in my hotel were there for spring ski, and
Now I
all
gotta look it up.
from Silicon Valley, all siliconed up, all of it, and woke.
Snowball.
So yeah, the Snow Bowl.
Snowball's there.
Which what
okay.
mountain's that on, by the way?
It's
It's not on Humphreys, but it's in the same mountain range, I believe.
It's right in the way, or right on the way.
Which is all
Snowball.
the southern Rockies, right? That's the Southern Rockies, isn't it? I think
don't think
so.
that counts as the Rockies, does it?
The
I thought
Rockies?
there was a delay,
next.
space between them.
Hello, Rockies.
West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Yeah. Flagstaff's like Denton, put in the middle of this badass town. So
It is on Humphreys.
I realized
It's on Humphreys.
it is on Humphreys.
Uh-huh.
I realized that there's a technological gap between Texas and a lot of places. You've traveled a lot. I'm not the first to notice this. There is a technological gap
And certain things. So what are you talking about?
specifically robots and robotics
Oh, well, that town
and driverless cars.
that town is like a test bed with the university and everything. That was one of the test beds they started doing delivery robots.
And
with.
I saw one.
Yeah.
Do you know
The university definitely there was. I think we reported on a story that
in Arizona I knew they do a lot of the driverless cars in Arizona,
yeah.
but I didn't think I would see one, which was weird. That was in Phoenix. But let me tell you about this robot. So we're driving around. All of a sudden, I got to fucking look at this thing coming right at me, and it's about the size. You know those little droids in Star Wars that just on the Death Star would panic and just go.
The mouse droids.
The mouse droids.
Yeah.
It's about the same size as a mouse droid. And I was like, what the hell is that? And then one of the people that were traveling with me, that is a food robot. And they
The
use
door
those all
opens and they let 'em
over
out.
northern Arizona State or Northern Arizona University uses them.
Yep.
And I was like, what? How long has this been going on? A few years.
They also
But-
strap bombs on them and kill people.
Fort Worth didn't. They just used the dog a while ago. A while
Dallas
back.
did.
Dallas did.
Dallas likes to kill people.
Did they use a lunch? They had a Lunchable droid,
It wasn't
and the guy thought he was going to get lunch, and it blew up.
I don't think it was a Lunchable droid.
What kind of wily coyote shit is that?
Hey, thanks for the pizza. I want a pizza here now. And they roll the droid in there and it just blows up. That's it.
I want a cheeseburger pizza from Mr. Jim's now.
They should-
Okay, we got it coming.
They should have teased him first. Remember those little things you get as a kid? They were snaps, but they had strings on the edge, and you could tie them to doorways and stuff. When people open the door, they'd bang snap. That's what they should have put in there a couple times. And then, like on the 5th time when he
It
ordered
was a
pizza,
big bang.
I mean, fuck with the guy a little bit. I know
Yeah.
he just killed 7 officers and all whatever, but you know,
Yeah.
it's time to fuck with the guy. Let's play with it. Let's have some fun before we blow his brains out.
We got a Taco Bell order with 2
Jeez.
double decker tacos, 2 soft tacos, 2 hard tacos, and a beef machaco with sour cream.
Our Mexican
Actually, that's
pizza's
Taco Bell.
available.
We got a case of Mexican pizzas. Delivery for Bill. I wanna die Johnson.
And you open it up, snap, and he's like, "Okay, cool." And then you do it again, snap, and then the 3rd time,
Oh, you mean on the unit? Like, you open it up and it pops a couple times. Like, ha ha, funny.
that's
and then,
funny, you
Okay,
guys
let
are
me get my
cool.
food that
Yeah.
I ordered.
and then
Maybe Dallas should hire us as the chief of police.
or PR for the police department.
Yeah, they need some. Well, actually,
I need
all
some
of
good
them
PR.
Yeah.
So anyway, did you?
I went to a reservation.
Well, I want to talk
Navajo
about the
reservation,
university.
man. Oh, the university, yeah. We didn't do much around there. We just went to a few bars and stuff and hung out.
What were
around
y'all?
the scene.
Did y'all have a meeting with anybody up there? Did y'all have any?
Just
were y'all
walked
just
the
checking the
campus.
scene?
Just checking the scene.
Did y'all go to?
I mean, do you want me to tell everybody what I was doing? I was scouting new locations for Jerry Jonestown Massacre podcast show to move
exactly
to.
what
Is
you're
what I was doing.
there's a brewery there, a
not-
brewery
they-
pizza place. It was like one of those, and I think I still have some of their beers in there.
What's it called? Because
place.
I had some local beer.
Hold on.
Me.
It wasn't Grand Cran Grand Cran.
I had some
was-
Flagstaff beers and
Yeah,
it
Flagstaff
wasn't like
Lumberyard.
Yeah, I did.
You went to
I
Lumberyard?
did,
Yeah, because it was a restaurant. That's where we stopped stuff, and that place was.
I had
I mean-
Lumberyard's light. They have a light ale that they had, and
That's their scene. That area where Lumberyard is their bar and beer.
Oh, I didn't go hang out there. I just had the beer at the hotel.
Okay,
'Cause I
that
wanted
is
to
like
get
where
some of
all their
the-
restaurants and bars and
Oh, that area? Yeah, I
places
was
is
by
where
there. That's where I
uh,
stayed.
because it's on Route 66.
That's where I stayed too.
Yeah.
The hotel, because the first hotel that we had.
Did you stay at Mont Vista?
How'd you know that?
'Cause I'm fucking good. Because
But
that's right in the middle of
Do
that
you know
whole
where
scene.
we were supposed to stay though?
No.
It didn't. So we pull up to the first place, and Mandy's like, "This isn't happening," because it looked like your typical cheap hotel that college students go to rage. And
well, you know, it's a cheap motels is where you get turned into men.
right,
Thanks, Bon
so,
Jovi.
but luckily she booked something else, and we ended up staying at the
A hotel in Monte Vista.
and it was posh.
So you had a
lots of-
dispensary right around the corner.
Lots of rich people that were about to go to hit the slopes,
So
and their
that-
continental breakfast was free
Oh, there you go.
and
You
delicious.
probably paid for it in the room. But that
Probably.
right there is
guarantee you
where
I did.
that's their bar scene restaurant area. That's like
Yeah.
their Magnolia.
There was a
is right
bar.
through there.
There
and
was a
it's
bar
really
outside my
fucking
room.
Cool.
Like there was a bar that had a back area where you could go sit out on a porch, and that back area looked up at my room, and it looked awesome.
For voying? Was
There
it
could have
like
been a
the
lot
voying?
of voying if I'd have been
Was
in the
it
right state of mind. But
like the voying?
Daddy was tired, so you know how much night on the town I did at Flagstaff?
None, because you're old
Absolutely zero.
and the altitude.
I don't know what it was, but I had to. You
altitude
know,
will fuck you up.
I told the girl. I
Make
told
you
the
tired
girls, I
really
was
quick.
like, man, this is becoming a more common thing with my friends and I. Even when we go on guy trips, we got to get a nap every
We
once
gotta
in a
take a
while.
nap. Well, New York is because we walked
not the
12 miles.
I think we've had naps everywhere in the last 5 years. You guys about ready for the nap?
I love Flagstaff. Flagstaff was awesome,
Yeah.
and
It is a badass place.
when we went through there, we stopped for food. We just drove through it, looked at the town a little bit, stopped for food, and then kept going. And I want to go back there and spend some time. I'd like to spend a day or two in Flagstaff just because there's so much cool shit right around there.
I'll tell you,
neat things.
This Arizona trip creeped up on me because I've never been there, and I had low expectation or no expectation. I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And then when I got out there, it was like the first time, that I went to Austin. I was like, this place is fucking awesome. As a kid.
And it becomes woke.
And it becomes
screws
shit.
everything up, and, yeah.
I loved it. Travel makes you think about. I think travel makes you
realize that this
funny
state is stupid.
It makes you more artistic, I think, and 3, it makes you racist. That goes along with the funny too. You get more jokes. When you go to different cities, you get better jokes because you look at other people and you just straight fucking judge them.
I don't think I do that.
Oh, I do, man. I
lie. I judge everybody.
I fucking judge.
I love people
I'm
watching.
always judging when I go out of town. I'm like, look at these fucking idiots.
So
all saving energy with their electric cars and stuff, and cool mountains and places to fish. What a bunch of fucking morons.
Did you play the fun game? When I go to Colorado, I play the fun game called Who Doesn't Have a Subaru?
Oh, yeah. The granola
Everybody
patchouli
has
life.
Subarus.
You're talking about the granola patchouli life.
It's either Subaru or Jeep. That's all you have up there.
Oh, there's a lot of Forerunners. But no, for the absolute car of the granola patchouli mom is a Subaru. And patchouli dad. Patchouli dad.
They trim?
No. Fuck no, man.
You could see it through the yoga pants?
I guess if they're light enough, I could see them.
Not a bulge?
They're real quick to jump on I'm not going to shave my arms because I'm earthly.
Because it's the high altitude.
Because I like Subarus, patchouli, and granola.
So you
I'm a granola dad now.
How'd you piss off the Navajos?
I didn't. I had a great dinner with the Navajos on the res. I went to a Navajo diner and sat down and had some lunch and loved it. They fry their burger buns.
Like a
That's
Monte
great.
Cristo?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nifty.
Like they're big into heart attacks. Navajos like heart attacks.
I mean, you live a hard life.
You got to use up all the fat.
I mean, when the government fucks you over really bad, you just kind of
And
want
it's
to die.
still fucking you over.
It's
by
still
the way.
fucking you over, and it hasn't helped you or your people out at all.
Can I tell you about the realization that I had on there, or should I stay away from it? Because it's.
I mean, you can because
All
it's
right.
true.
I'll tell you this.
You feel bad for these people when you go to these reservations. You're like,
Dustin, is there
the government hates
anyone
you.
on mainland U.S. that has the right to be as pissed off as Native Americans? Is there anyone?
No.
Absolutely
I will go
not.
no.
So I had this
Possibly the
epiphany.
Japanese that were in internment camps, but no.
Possibly
the Native
that.
Americans were.
Was that New Mexico or Arizona?
It was
that-
both.
Was it?
But Native Americans are the
No lewd.
most fucked people in this country, and it
Throughout
sucks.
throughout U.S.
U.S. history.
history.
We just straight up stole everything from them, poisoned them with blankets, and then killed all their food supply.
Right. So
I mean,
so,
we didn't, but
So I don't know if the people that listen to us realize, but California, stupid ass, one of the probably the worst fucking governors we've ever had that was in a state. I say Gavin is more fucking an idiot than our governor. Like he's fucking next
Gavin's
level
stupid.
idiot. He's a fucking idiot.
The stuff he's been doing is stupid.
So that stupid ass state has had a breakout of cities, San Francisco being one, that wants to give every African American family
$100,000.
that can prove that they have ties to slavery over $2 million. So how does that make you feel? Let's say you're Navajo Dustin right now, okay? You're fucking full on Native American Dustin. How does that make you feel if I tell you, hey, by the way, you guys got your couple of $1,000,000 yet?
I would.
I got this reservation. I got this life of alcohol. I got casinos.
I would drive to California and scalp the city council.
I mean, you could do that, and it would have an effect. I just think the audacity
It's stupid that
of the whole country trying to get behind some fucking reparations.
I get
To
that,
I get it too.
but the first people that need it,
Is
The Native
who's the first
American-
people that got fucked over?
the Native,
Native
Americans
Americans got
super
fucked over. Colonization fucked
And
over
they
Native
still
Americans.
are. They still are to this day. The
I
reservations.
like how their name's not even brought up on CNN when they're talking about this horseshit reparations stuff. They don't even talk about the Native Americans.
Here's the thing: they don't even get. They have a seat in the Senate, but they can't even vote on shit that goes on. They can go
That's
up
amazing.
there and
Amazing.
and represent their tribes.
Fact check, people.
Totally fact
Amazing.
check. They get to sit in the Senate or in Congress, one
But
of
not
them, but
vote.
either or,
You can't.
whatever. But you can't vote.
No.
You can represent your people and you
Yes,
can
yes,
bring
yes.
stuff up, but you're not allowed to vote. The Navajo Nation, the Cherokee Nation,
All
all
should
them
be so
cannot
fucking livid.
vote.
It's insane.
It's the stupidest
It's
fucking
insane
thing I've
how
ever
bad
heard of.
we have fucked some people. And everyone that I have met that's Native American has been fucking cool as shit. They want to give you information. They want to tell you about their culture. They're just proud people. They're not fucking like trying to jump on Democrats' fucking grift, horse that everybody is jumping
A
on.
lot of them don't like either one of them, so
Would you?
no, you're getting fucked either both ways.
I'd be so Rage Against the Machine.
So
I'd be Zach, so hardcore if I was Native American.
you'd be all, we need to support
Family.
Leonard Peltier
Oh, I would.
because
I'd be like the ghost of Tom Chode. Wait, that's not how.
that's not how that goes, or it's not.
Sorry.
I don't think Bruce was talking about.
Sorry about that. Sorry, guys.
Anyway, but when you drive like out of Flagstaff and you make your way towards the Grand Canyon, and even when you leave the Grand Canyon, you keep going north up to Page, where I was. That whole area is Navajo country, and you see how people live up there, and it's like driving through Azle,
Oh, it
like shitty Azle.
no doubt. Maybe
It's
worse.
really bad.
Maybe worse.
Yeah,
And you see them
Springtown.
working. You
It's
see
like
them
shitty
working their
Springtown.
asses off, like fucking. You see them doing whatever they can to survive. They have these desperate signs. They're like, "Hey, pull over and you can hang out with real Native Americans and buy cool shit." And it's just like a ghost town. Everybody's like, "I'm on the
I'm too good
I'm on
for
the way
this."
to Humphreys to ski." And
but then it's
my
like
driverless
You know
car.
what? We're gonna give you land,
We're
but it's
you're
gonna
be
be
satisfied with it.
it's gonna be in these. We're gonna give you all these plots in the desert where you can't grow
They're
fucking
useless.
anything. They are kind of useless.
Unless
it's
you wanna
not
start a
gonna
vineyard,
rain
You want a
here.
vineyard or something? Maybe.
even
if you have
there-
money, if you have money, you can start a vineyard.
Yeah, it's not gonna rain that much, and the soil's gonna be shit.
Right.
And if it's not just a solid sheet of rock once you dig down 12 inches, it really, really, like, especially driving up towards Page, you're like, dude,
It just makes
how do you live out here?
And didn't it make you realize how fucked up our priorities are as a federal our federal government is so fucked up. Their priorities are into making more purple heads and pink heads in the Navy commanders than taking care of a group of people that were here from day fucking one. Not just some imaginary shit we made up to be victims. They are the original victims. And you're fucking just looking them over and talking about all this. We need to make America, unified and have unity and stuff like that. Fuck off, man. Go give the Native Americans their due, and then we can talk about being serious about paying people back.
And can we rewind this to a show that we did a few months ago?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where I called out and was pissed off about these 5%er Choctaws that are going up and using.
Oh, the newly found Native American?
Yeah, and they're like, I'm 5% Choctaw, so I can
I've
go
been
up
done
and I
wrong.
can register with the tribe and use all their resources
Yeah.
where I can get cheap medical,
Yeah.
cheap dental.
Yeah.
You're fucking white
You're reaping
That
the
lives in
benefits
the
of being
city.
white.
that makes
Right,
fucking good money.
Yeah.
Stop going and taking shit from these people
That need it.
that need it.
And
You
are due
have
it.
means.
That's a fucking
You
great
have
point, man.
money.
That's a great point. Fucking great point, man.
Just fucking use it.
It drives
Use
you
your own
insane.
shit. Stop stealing from these
Yeah.
people. You're
Yeah.
still stealing from them today.
And don't steal the victim card from them because
Fucking
you're not a
Christopher
fucking
Columbus.
victim. You're not a victim. They are victims.
They
not
are,
you.
not you.
They are.
Just because you found out that you
That's
have
what's
5%, fuck you.
Okay, so you basically said this a while ago. That's what's insane is you drive through these reservations and you're like, they're still victims, motherfucker. Like, we supposedly did all this stuff and tried to help these people out, and now we've moved on to make everybody victims, but we haven't taken a care of the original victims. The original victims have still not been taken care of.
And if they decide to scalp you while you're getting your teeth worked on at their facilities, I have no problem with it.
And
Just
the thing
fuck
that's
you.
funny, if you ever talk to one, they'll tell you, we're not victims. We're fucking, man, victimhood is stupid.
Yeah.
America should
No.
throw that.
Hold on.
Everybody
on.
should throw that shit right out
Because
the
they
window.
have-
They're
They
their
have
original.
pride.
Right. They have pride.
And there will be
They
people
don't
that
want
are
to be
like,
victims.
your people have done this to us, or
Right.
your people have done the whole thing that, like the whole Emerson Wendy peace pipe shit and all that went through.
I forgot about that.
They
That was
talked about
funny.
all that. There was a lot of forums about how
the way
don't respect this,
the-
you don't do this.
what? It's funny because I probably went hard back then. The way I would respond to that now would probably be a little different.
But it's still like you're stealing stuff. You're
Who's had the culture stolen the most?
them.
Besides hip hop.
These dumb fucking
But
rich
Native
ass,
Americans have had their
and
culture.
I'm gonna say this: these rich ass bitches that show up to Coachella with headdresses years ago.
granola patchouli Subaru drivers.
Like look at me, I'm a fashion model, and look, I'm an Instagram
they
whatever
eat
the
granola?
fuck. And
Do they wear patchouli?
I don't know.
Do
No,
they
they're-
drive Subarus?
They're all rich.
Check, check,
So I don't,
check.
Probably, but I'm wearing my headdress at Coachella because it's so cool. You have no fucking idea
How
what that
insulting
means.
is.
You have no idea what the people go through, or the Native Americans go through, and what that means in their culture. You're a dumb fucking bitch going to see a concert in the
To take
desert
Instagram pictures.
to take Instagram photos. Fuck you.
Yeah. This trip did that to me though. It opened my eyes to
really
some
see.
really real eye-opening, real Americana stuff that's real, not fake. Like
So if you go to Four Corners, the Four Corners Monument,
that's on the. I think I drove through that when I was lost. I
So-
think I drove through that.
you drive by it, but it's a road you have to drive off of and go straight to it.
Right.
But each of the Four Corners have different tribes selling stuff. And like while I was there, I felt really, really bad because I was like, I want to just buy
All of it. Yeah.
all sorts of shit from all these different guys. And the same thing when you're in Santa Fe and you go to the art square downtown. You're walking around and there's all these Native Americans selling like beautiful turquoise jewelry, and you're just like, I want to buy all this, and I want to,
To
It
me,
sucks.
Santa Fe was a little bit more Native American inspired than Cottonwood. Cottonwood was more Americana. Like the area I was in was combined Native American and Americana art, and it was really fun and cool. Santa Fe, though, to me, that place is straight like Native American inspired. The whole thing, like even the thought of having siestas when you shut the whole town down for a week? Or is it fiestas? Is it fiestas or siestas? Anyone been
Both
in
of
Santa Fe,
those
Santa Fe,
are
New Mexico?
Spanish, so
Santa Fe, New Mexico, I'm pretty sure does fiestas. And they shut the town down, that square, the art square, down for a week and do nothing but party and buy things from vendors and artists and eat good food.
So there's a set of falls up, and it's on Navajo land, and it's up by Page. So Page has Horseshoe Bend. You've seen a bunch of pictures of that. That is actually like a Native American monument. You pay money, you get to go up in there, and you get to look at where the Colorado River does a giant horseshoe, and you can see it all from one vantage point. You can see this.
This is where you
giant-
can do the tours with you can go on wave runners through like the rivers and streams that
And
run through
Page
the
you
canyons
can.
and Page.
But they also
I
have
wanted to do that. by the
Antelope
way.
Canyon is in Page, which I don't even want to get into my story about that because it upsets me. But that's a big Indian area. But if you go down,
Easy.
Native American, sorry, Native American area. But if you go south of there,
Okay, can I tell you something funny? The novelty or the gift shop at the restaurant that I had on the reservation had a bow and arrow. I almost took a picture of it, but I thought it would be disrespectful. So I'm just going to say it on my podcast that 80,000 people a month listen to. It was said
That's not disrespectful at all.
Indian bow and arrow and had the suction cups. And I was like, good. And the guy had like a feather. Like it was so freaking whitewashed garbage. I was like, are they selling this as a joke? Or what?
So there's a spot if you go south of Page along the Colorado River, and I think it's a tributary
Page
that
is
bakes
so
off.
much more flat than anything that I was at, by the way.
It is until you start getting away from there, then it starts climbing. But there's an area that it's a set of falls that's bigger than Niagara Falls, and especially when it rains, it gets like 2 to 3 times bigger than Niagara Falls. But it's on Navajo property, and I want to go see it, but you have
do it,
to.
man.
Well,
Uh-oh.
it's one of those things.
Got to
Like,
pass a background check.
you got to kind of talk to them and make sure. Which I am totally here. Here's your $100. Let me go in there and shoot this. Let me go take photos of
Oh, you mean that kind of talking to?
this.
Don't they have
I
a
don't
big
think it's that
dam
close.
out there too at Page?
Yeah, that one that the Lake Powell Dam is gigantic, and you drive
How do
over
they
it.
get all that
across.
greenery in there? That's so weird how they do that. The amazing technology of agricultural science.
Well, you have water next to decent soil, you're gonna have green stuff.
If you look at it, like I'm looking at a high-rise aerial view, like a helicopter picture, not a drone picture, and it's like the city of Page is green. Looks green as Green Day.
Yeah, you're pulling
And
out of
then
that river.
as soon as you pull out of town,
It's desert.
it's desert.
So if you've watched this season of The Mandalorian, and if you're caught up on this season of The Mandalorian,
I am.
when they go to the planet where all the Mandalorians are hiding in the cave,
Is that in Page?
that's Lake Powell. That's where I
Oh.
was. If you watch Top
You
Gun,
know-
they film most of the
And-
original Top Gun over Lake Powell.
It's funny because that's what my
Point Break?
traveling partners were saying. This looks like where they filmed all the Tuscan shit, all the Star Wars stuff out in the desert and stuff. Dry arid planets. Looks like it came from Arizona.
It's Lake Powell is where all that stuff, like where that water beast comes up out and starts eating the Mandalorians. They have to fight it.
Right.
That
So here's
was-
what we're gonna do. I already thought of this and
We're doing the Mandalorian tour.
I've already talked to some people about this. You and I, when we do go up there, we're getting Tuscan warrior outfits, Tuscan shaman, whatever, and we're just gonna walk around going.
We need to hide in the. We need to hide in the buttes. We need to drive up into the buttes
Just
and hide.
walk around.
And when like
When
the
tourists come,
when the houseboats park at night,
yeah.
we just appear out of nowhere.
Do you think that there's been national park like gate attendants that are like, okay, here's come some guys. We're gonna have.
These
Hey,
sons of
Bill,
bitches.
we got another group. They're gonna be doing the Tuscan thing and like.
Hey, don't
We have to do that.
don't
That
doubt.
would be so fun.
Don't doubt that when we go to Big Bend, there will be Sith and Jedi photo shoots.
There
because
has to be.
There
We
will
need
be
to dress
lights.
up as them,
There will
actually.
be lightsabers
And
taken
Mandalorian.
with you. I don't have a Mandalorian outfit. I
They're
could probably
expensive.
get one.
But when we
I know
go
I can
hang
get
out, next time when we do have a guys trip in the northern Arizona area, we are straight up taking our Tuscan warrior
Okay.
outfits and we're gonna have fun.
We could go to Monument Valley and
I'll do it.
that stop where
I'll do it at a Chick-fil-A. Just come
they actually call it the Forrest Gump spot in Monument Valley where
Yeah.
he's running up the road. We'll just go there because there's always tourists there. And
That's the other
Instagram.
thing. I've never drove in an area where you could see like the Forrest Gump scene where it's just like there's one road
Straight
that
as
goes
forever.
and it looks like it could be 30 miles and you're at the
Mhm.
top of it. Can you imagine riding a skateboard down that bad boy?
No,
You're going to die
you're dead.
unless you have the Tuscan.
Unless you're in thrashing.
All right, let's move on. I'm done talking about Arizona.
Arizona's
it's cool. It's better than
badass.
Texas. Fuck.
Where are we at?
I'm
Okay,
kidding.
here we
It's-
are.
I'm kidding. Nothing is better than Texas. I kid you.
But it's nice to get a little strange every once in a while. Go experience a little strange, and then you come back home.
Says newly single, Dustin.
Sir, I'm gonna have to edit that out. Playlist for the desert. is next up. Playlist for the desert.
I got to add one right now. Crosses. I loved it. I was listening to
the
Crosses.
new
a lot of
one or
time,
the old
and,
one?
The old one, and the new one. The 2022 release was.
So every
listened to that
night
too.
we need to have a playlist
For
when we're amplified.
okay.
So
I'm sorry.
I'm throwing out Lateralis has to be played.
Okay.
And then we got to have, I think the new Pacifier needs to be played when you're out there.
Existential reckoning.
Because if you're
Or
out
the
there looking at stars and the entire album's about aliens
Yeah.
and what they do to you and coming to
I think
visit
all of
you and have
Pussifer
fun.
is honestly.
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
kind of true. Though we need to do a night where those are back to back. And then you got a Crosses night.
Caius. Got to have Caius and Queens of the Stone Age, right? They have to be in there.
Maybe a mixture of a desert mix.
Of both.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we need to have some playlists made. Like I want to do full albums front to back. Like everybody's like, you need to go to the desert, do a bunch of mushrooms, and do
Peyote.
Dark Side of the Moon. I don't want to do Dark Side of the Moon. I've done Dark Side of the Moon. I want to do modern stuff.
Right.
I think the Fragile will lead us to heroin and cocaine abuse.
We do that
in
when
the
we go to
desert.
New Orleans.
We need to stay away from the Fragile. But I would like to do Lateralis and
I would even say,
Existential
I would say
Reckoning.
Fear Inoculum too, man. That's a good desert album.
We could do Lateralis into Fear Inoculum.
What
Skip
about-
10,000 Days? But then you have the pot.
I don't know. You love 10,000 Days, and you know,
10,000 Days is heavy though.
I don't like 10,000 Days as much as both of the albums.
The first 3 songs on 10,000 Days are great, or 2.
My opinion is it's the worst Tool album ever. But you do you.
Jam-By's great.
I love the fact that Maynard wrote
Vicarious.
like what he went through and what he was doing when he wrote it. But musician wise,
But that's what
music wise, I just wasn't a huge fan. I loved it still.
the other band
Tool
was
is one of my
4.
favorite bands, so it's like me saying my least favorite Tool album is basically that puts it like above
Better than your favorite Kiss album.
for sure, better than my favorite Kiss album.
So the thing about
Maybe even Mushroom.
Undertow's
Did I say that?
Undertow's 30 years old.
That's what it was. Remember, I was asking when I was saying there was something that
30
shocked
years
me
old.
the other day.
That shocked me. This
Undertow
week,
being
Undertow's
30 years old. Prison Sex, one of the greatest songs Tool's ever done.
You ever had prison sex?
No,
Oh.
no, I try to stay out of prison.
I spent
best
the night
can.
at NRH once, and
For Scared Straight.
not for Scared Straight. I was in there.
Please.
I spent time.
I want to get out of here. You're just in North Virginia Hills jail, sir.
I
Just
don't
calm
care.
down. I don't care. I don't care. I need soap on a rope. I need soap on a rope. If there's no soap on a rope given to me, you're getting out of here in 30 minutes. We've already people have already talked about getting you out. You're not going to be here much more longer than 30 minutes. I need soap on a rope.
This guy just said prison sex. But yeah, we need a playlist for the desert. Those that are going, they're still,
Oh,
a little bit of time. A little bit of time.
has anyone added to the list?
No, not yet. I just was thinking about this this week that we need to have
Man.
a set list. They remixed
Any Radiohead on this list?
Existential
play?
Reckoning.
Yeah, the remix. They've done like 3 remixes, haven't they, of the whole
But
album?
the whole album, yeah, it's crazy. It's weird.
Maynard needs to calm down. It's all that Arizona air, man. It's like once you feel
What
at
Radiohead
home,
would you want?
I don't know, but I feel like Radiohead could be put into a desert mix.
Kid OK may push me over the edge.
I'm driving off.
I'm just walking off. And you never see me.
All right,
again.
no kid, no Radiohead.
OK Computer,
'Cause
maybe.
You're right. We might
Kid
be
A
like,
would make me
that's
insane.
it. I've had it.
Later.
I'm leaving now.
You
I
gotta,
don't know why
you
I
gotta
sound
think
like
about this,
Obama. But I'm out of here, guys.
no downward spiral. I'd get all depressed and,
What about with teeth? You could do with teeth. We'll allow with teeth.
Ooh, with teeth would be fun.
Yeah, you could do that.
Year
You could do-
zero. I mean, you're
That's
talking about if we left the national park, that's probably what we'd go into is a year zero, a total collapse of society. All right. So anyway, think about that. We have a few weeks to think about that. We can talk about it over the next
We
couple
do,
weeks.
and now
Yeah.
my mind is all stuck on these albums that I want to listen to while
It's
we're
full
out in the
album
desert.
front to back.
Yeah, full albums front to back.
Front to
Crosses,
back.
the first release, is on it.
The first release is great. Lateralis is on there.
Those are our two.
Existential
We got,
Reckoning.
those are our 3 we have right now.
Yeah.
And did we decide with Teeth, or are we just still thinking about it?
We can think about it. There's some weird stuff
What
on With
Metallica
Teeth.
album you listening to?
Like, you know.
my lifestyle
Insane
is
Anger.
my death style.
Or Insane Anger in there. With Teeth, has weird stuff. It's like, you know, fucking the fire and we'll spread all the ashes around.
What about
Every day's exactly the same. Over
Survive?
And over and over and over. Survive.
I'd play some
Dun.
Survive.
Dun, dun, dun.
No.
What's Survive?
The instrumental band that does the
the theme to
that show.
Stranger Things?
Yeah, Stranger Things. That'd be cool to
there
listen
we
to
go.
out there.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Russian Circle. Oh no, there has to be This Will Destroy You
because
we're down there. This Will Destroy You. That whole
Yeah.
album will have to be played because
Right.
it was all written based on Big Bend.
Totally.
So
Totally.
yeah,
But
that has
like
to be
all of
on the banks
This Will
of the
Destroy You.
Presidio.
Every single album that they do, we have to listen to.
So listen
Russian
to that.
Circles too.
Last time I was down there, listened to that while leaving the park, and it put me in such a weird fucking place. Like I didn't know how to handle myself
Yeah.
because, first off, you're leaving
You
one of
needed
the
a tissue.
You're leaving one of the most. I'm saying this right now. You're leaving one of the most beautiful places in Texas, and you're listening to
I'll
that,
find out pretty soon.
and those songs already have a major effect on me. So when you're leaving, you're like, God damn, I don't want to leave this place. It's like leaving Arizona. You don't want to leave. You want to live there. I want to live down there,
That's good travel, bro. Anywhere you go to, you think about living in.
and not Orlando. Fuck that place.
Yeah, okay. Not Orlando. You're right.
I'd live in Savannah. Savannah, Georgia's awesome.
Okay, yeah. But for the most part, if you travel right, you're
St.
gonna always
Louis, fuck that place.
All right.
I'm
So,
thinking
yeah,
of all the
no St. Louis.
Houston. Thinking of all the
Is
places
there a
I've
place
spent
that we
long
could
time
not
to.
travel to or live in? That would be it. I lived there for
Houston.
a year, and I wish I could delete that from my
Yeah.
memory.
Huh? Where else?
Places
Yeah.
you never want to visit.
Places I never want to visit.
Tulsa. Anywhere
New
in
Orleans.
Oklahoma. Come on, dude.
I'd die.
I love New Orleans.
I would die.
There's no way I would not.
I would die
What do you mean? If you live there?
if I lived there.
Oh, yeah.
it's
6
death.
months. 6 months. That used to be a running
6
joke.
months.
A running
Okay.
joke used to be, is Matt dead? If Brittany breaks up with Matt, is he dead or in rehab within 6 months? Everybody was like, dead. He's dead.
So when it starts cooling,
But guess
off,
what?
You're back.
I didn't even go to New Orleans when that happened. So fuck you.
Last time you went was with me, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Everybody was like, if Brittany ever leaves Matt, if they ever break up, Matt's going to go to New Orleans and die in 3 months. Guess what? Didn't even cross my mind, motherfuckers.
So either before it gets super hot or when it starts cooling down, we need to go down there for a long weekend. Okay, Vegas is long weekend.
No, we got too much stuff. There's
What?
no way it's happening this year.
You can drive down there real quick. It's a long weekend.
I'm not going to New Orleans this year. It will not happen. My schedule now is to the brim.
What else do you have?
Y'all are going to have to start calling my peoples.
What
at this
else
point.
do you have?
I have a lot of stuff going on.
Like Big Ben.
Big Bend. I have to go to Six Flags for spring break. Oh, that's already passed. So now I got to go to Six Flags.
You don't need to get. No one needs.
I have to go to a
Six
Ranger
Flags.
game this season.
All right. Segue. The Rangers.
Oh man,
They're doing good. They're over 500. They're 6-4. And
I told you I was apologizing, and I'm going to a game.
yeah, when is this?
Our game
Yeah.
is in April 26th. It should be getting tied up tonight,
Okay.
and I'll let you know about it.
We need to know about that. We're
Yankees,
gonna go find
homie.
the. We're gonna go find the speakeasy.
We will.
Andrew
I might have
Heaney.
a connection to that too that we could utilize.
Did you see
the
about this
speakeasy.
over the weekend?
No, I saw it in the notes and have no idea what you're talking about.
Andrew Heaney broke
What's the
Nolan
record, by the way?
Ryan's
Let's look it up while you're talking.
straight strikeout record. He did 9 straight strikeouts. So
Did he get a one hitter, no hitter, or anything like that, or he get pulled?
no, I don't. No, he won that night because it was against the Royals and they won 11-2. But 9 straight strikeouts.
That's awesome.
Nolan owned the record for it.
I'm telling you, Bochy's the key, man. That's the man. We're gonna win a World Series, baby.
The Stars, their last
We're
game
gonna
is
world up. We're gonna win a cup,
the
baby.
Stars.
Mavericks. We're gonna.
Hold on. The Stars, their last game is Thursday versus the Blues. Their last regular season game. The Mavericks. Did you keep up with any of this fucking bullshit
I just
while
looked
you were
this up.
gone?
When I left, we were first place Texas Rangers. Guess what we are now?
9th place.
First place Texas Rangers.
Oh, fuck yeah. Because we're 2 over 500. 6-4. What's up? Represent. So,
Fuck yeah.
Did you keep up with this Mavericks bullshit while you
I
were
gave
gone?
up on the Mavericks about 2 weeks ago when they started losing games that they should have won.
They started tanking, and then
and
they tanked on purpose this
That's what
week when they
it
could have
sound-
gotten into the playoff.
I haven't read, but
play-in.
I saw the headline about how the Cuban might have come down with the whole hey guys.
So, as
How does that make you feel though?
as
Do you,
someone that used to work for this organization and still does from time to time go out there and shoot things,
fucking the Devil Rays are still lossless.
I
They have
would
not
like to
lost a game.
say
11-0.
I get what you're doing, Mark Cuban. I get why you did this. I get why you made the call
You
because
just
you
don't
didn't
like
want to give up your first place or your first round draft pick. So you decided to tank. But on the other side of things, Mark Cuban, I would like to say fuck you for doing this. Fuck you. You have two good players. Use them like they're supposed to be. They just came out of injury, and they probably could have done something together. But yet you have two superstars that are together, and since Kyrie's gotten here, they have the worst losing record together out of any two superstars that have ever played together in the history of the NBA.
Yeah, it reminds you of that cat that came here from the Celtics. Remember when he came here, everything was supposed to change, and he just fucking didn't give a fuck. Remember that? And I was
The one that's married to the Kardashian?
no, that was Lamar Odom, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
No,
he
I'm talking about
fucking
after
freaked
him.
out and
This
went
was
nuts.
more recent. There was the chat room would know who I'm talking about.
I think
Remember the
there's
guy from the
something with
Boston Celtics
Dallas.
that came here? He was a point guard. He was a good shooting. He was a fucking badass, and then he came here and just kind of sat, like, just didn't give a shit.
Well, it's the same thing. Lamar
same-
Odom came here, was pretty badass, got here and had a mental breakdown and freaked out. I think
Right.
Dallas does it.
What do you? No, I think
We
it's-
already know Dallas
I don't.
is a
You know what I
shithole.
think it is? I think it's where NBA athletes go to die. Is what I think.
Unless you're German.
Unless you're German. But seriously, I think superstars go to Dallas to die. Mark Cuban is the last person to offer any kind of rock star shit to these athletes, and they come here and don't give a shit.
Did you get to hear any of the most definitely interviews that he had?
Drives me insane. I can't listen to him speak publicly, especially since I heard Gordo and those guys
most
do that.
definitely.
I cannot. I can't listen to it because of the morning show and the
Hey,
ticket. I
guys,
can't. The
my name
Musers
is-
killed it.
My name is Jason Kidd.
I don't know.
And I'm,
yeah.
I'm here to most
I
definitely.
mean, it just depends. If you consider someone shooting themselves in the foot, that's gonna hurt a lot.
It hurts
mean,
a
most
lot
definitely
when you
hurt
shoot
a
someone
lot.
in the foot.
You can't just
shouldn't do
shoot
that.
yourself in the foot and be okay with that.
We're not really tanking this team because
Tank?
if
'Cause
you
you would
put
have
a
to have a
tank,
tank?
drive into the
Are you talking about
American
a Sherman
Airlines Center,
tank?
you
Are you
couldn't
talking
drive
about
one
a-
in there. It would hurt a lot of people.
Why did your
Most definitely.
wait a second? Why did your Jason?
It
Why'd your
did-
Jason
he
Kidd
rolled
turn
ours. It was weird.
Ukrainian?
He went Ukrainian,
He's
didn't he?
so-
That was very weird. But if you had a tank and they drove it into the stadium,
Was it a Sherman tank?
it
or
would
was
cause
what
all
kind
sorts of
tank is it?
problems with people.
The police would get all mad.
People
and
would
stuff.
get
you
hurt,
Know, man? You
you
know what I'm
know.
saying? You know what I'm
Tanks
saying?
rolling through the street of Dallas just isn't good.
Let me
most
tell you about
definitely.
Jason Kidd, and this is something that no one talked about except me. We're not even a sports podcast.
Someone tried to make us a sports podcast.
I was the only
We told 'em to
motherfucker
eat
in
our
DFW that when I found out that hey, listen, you the fuckos that work for the ticket that listen to us all the time, fuckos that listen to the freak that listen to us all the time, fuckos that work at all the sports stations in DFW now that listen to us all the time. Let me tell you this. How come none of y'all repeated me? You repeat us on the funny shit. You take our funny shit, but then I give a hardcore sports opinion about how Jason Kidd wears his welcome out in about 1 year. Nobody took that and run with it because every place that Jason Kidd has had a good team runs through his shit in about 3 years max, and then he's fucking shit.
I would like to go ahead
Fuck
and
you, Sports Radio DFW. Fuck you.
I would like to go ahead and say that as
Yes,
Dustin
Jason.
from the Jerry Jonestown Massacre, I don't think you're fuckholes. I think you're
calm
pretty
down.
decent guys, and I'm
Seems
glad
like
you
you're kind
listen
of
to us.
upset, and I don't
And I
think-
wish you guys would listen to us more often, and at least, you know, send us a message and say hi, what's
I
up.
do
I
listen
listen to
to
you
you.
guys, and it won't affect us most
And
definitely.
I know most definitely we steal your comedy.
Yeah.
I know that. But
No, we like these guys. You
But
can
we
keep
like you.
listening.
We
We
like-
don't really hate you. We don't call you fuckers.
DFW Sports
Because
sports
calling-
stations.
Because
I like how we're
calling-
doing this as we're stealing a bit from the ticket.
I don't think that you guys are really fuckles because that's not really nice. I
Yeah,
just
no,
want
they
you
lied
guys
about
to
you.
just be our friend. So
Just be
just be our
Be our
friends
friend.
with us.
Be
you
our
know,
friend.
Most definitely. I don't understand what the Mavericks.
You know, you
did.
got
I
more
get it.
onto it. Like
As
you
I was
left
going, I had to
Ukraine,
relax.
and
I had
now
a
you're
good
getting
one.
into it. I feel like we should do a whole 5-minute segment of you doing fake Jason
I
Kidd and
think
see
I
if
could
it's as
do
good as
all
Gordo's
thing
or
else.
whoever. Is it
Gordo
Who does it? Is it Gordo?
Gordo does it. Yeah.
Maybe you
I
guys
think
could
I could do it,
manage a
because, you
phone
know,
call
the
to each
most
other.
definitely.
Maybe if Jason Kidd. could
Now
interview
you've gotten
Jason
weird.
Kidd.
You've got like an Italian accent on you, like you're the
That's
Godfather.
that's because I've watched the White Lotus, so I'm all everything is
So
Italian.
fucking good. That second season's so gold.
Boner.
It's so. Why is
So
that?
many boners.
Okay, so
That girl from True Detective.
which one?
I like how they tried to make
Wait,
her
which
less
one?
sexy on the
Oh,
White
the
Lotus.
first season.
No, second season.
She's not in the second season.
Yeah, Oh, that's right. First season.
She's in the
Yeah,
first
the one
season.
that you think dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, her.
Spoiler. But
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Oh my gosh.
But then
They tried to make her not look hot, and they failed.
But then Aubrey is such a bitch that she's hot.
Yes.
You're like,
No. So is the
God damn
so
it.
is the family daughter.
Oh yeah.
She's hot.
Yeah, what's with that?
And then second season,
the
everyone's
assistant.
hot.
The assistant. Well, that's what I'm talking about. It's just
The
second
assistant
season.
grew on me too.
You're like, why did all these people just suddenly get hot and then they're murdered?
I don't know, man. That's a great series, though.
The
fell in
series
love-
is
that
great.
series is amazing.
I think like it receives a lot of accolades all over the place of how great that series is, but
We
then a
gotta
lot of our
balance.
friends don't really talk about
We
it.
are chasing rabbits.
We are chasing
We've
rabbits.
hit 2 topics on our show.
I want to talk about the most important thing on our topic thing right here.
Wait, tell me. Wait, you didn't do this. I want to hear it, so you have to do it. Mavericks, what the fuck? That was your note. You put that in.
I already said
Continue.
it. Fuck you.
Mark Cuban, that's it?
Fuck you, Mark Cuban, for doing this. I understand
Do
why
you-
you did it, but that's not a winning mentality. Fuck you. You just made us
So
look
it was about the last game of the season rather than
the
what,
last two games
two-
where you sat at all your
was out of
stars
town,
and
so-
had a bunch of shit out there just tossing up shit. You let the Spurs beat us by like 40 points. Fuck you, Mark Cuban. I'm tired of the Mavericks being the laughing stock of. They've been the laughing stock,
There were
of this
there were badass NBA
forever.
players go to die.
and then everybody
Their careers
says
go to die.
that when we won the championship, that it was either bought or it was just
No, it was-
pure luck that this happened when the Mavericks won the
Which do you
championship.
think? I think it was more pure lightning in a bottle.
I think it was more, hey, let's pay off these refs and fuck them. That's the way I'm starting to think.
Let me
But
tell you,
fuck this
has
shit.
he lost
Stop
his-
making our team look like a bunch of jackasses. You're the same thing Jerry Jones is.
Ooh, that's exactly what I was about to ask you. Has he lost his glitz and glamour? Is he fucking stale shit now at this point?
Yeah, he without the Nelsons there, he has no fucking clue what's going on.
Truth.
No
You're-
fucking
you're
clue what's
preaching the
going on.
truth right now.
You have no one in there
that checks him and knows
that
what he's
checks him.
talking
You have
about.
Jason Kidd in there. You had a
Hey,
badass
guys, hey,
coach in
guys.
there. You had a badass coach in there.
One of the best.
One of the
in
best
last
ever, and you ran
20
him
years.
out.
Yeah.
You have no one in your fucking organization. You have an AT&T vice president running your joint, an
Yeah.
ex-AT&T vice president running your team. You have no one in there that has basketball knowledge.
See, that's the thing.
Fuck you.
Okay, see, that's what makes me mad about Mark Cuban and the sports writers and the sports the broadcasters. I mean, everybody knows who I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that drives me nuts. Why has Mark Cuban still got a pass? Why is he still the cool guy? Oh, look, I drive a Tesla. Like that fucker. Who gives a fuck?
How about
He hasn't done shit since we won it's like he has and honestly, He didn't win that fucking title.
No.
That was lightning in a bottle that just happened to
Or
happen.
you
and
paid
it was the
someone
Nelson.
off. If your team
It
was
oh,
that
not Nelson's,
fucking good,
that badass coach.
if your team was
Why can't I think of
that
his last name?
fucking good, they would have at least showed up.
What's Jim
for a
Carrey's
few
name?
years
I forgot
after
Jim
that.
Carrey's name.
I can't think of his name either. But fuck him.
Yeah, it's about time the locals of DFW.
Not
the guy,
Deborah Peoples.
it's about time that the locals of DFW that have lived here our whole lives, and there's some people that work at these radio stations. One of them's come on our fucking show, starts running their mouth about fraud Cuban.
Thus, I'm selling the domain Mark Cuban Missile Crisis.
That's when you know it's over.
tonight.
That's when you know it's over.
It was our go-to in case the Jerry Jonestown Massacre got busted, but we have approval from the organization to keep this podcast going. So I'm selling the Mark Cuban Missile Crisis tonight because fuck the Mavericks.
Highest bidder. Any podcast that needs a name tonight, it's yours. Highest bidder.
Highest bidder.
Which
You have 1 week. Tuesday night.
you
we'll
know
reveal.
what Cuban's problem was? When he started opening his mouth about fucking politics.
Thomas started at 1 cent.
Here's the deal. Cuban lost his mind when he got on that stupid Shark Tank show and started
Shark
doing all
Tank.
that, like trying to be a rock star again, and then started talking about politics and Orange Man bad, all that stuff. That's when he fucking lost me. I was like, stay in your lane. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about
Why
in
did he
regards to common man
feel-
politics. You don't know anything about common man politics. You're not a
Shark
common
Tank
man.
owns.
Everything you say is shit because you're a billionaire. You're an elitist. You're fucking scum, just like Fox News, just like CNN, just like all your fucking New York friends. Fuck off.
He's got a cool drug company, though. I will say that. I mean, offering discount drugs is cool. But why did he feel the need to compete with
Sorry, I didn't
Trump?
mean.
Why did he?
Who knows? Because he's
why? In that phase of his life,
You know
did
why?
you feel the need
Because he's
to
a little
compete?
dick prick that doesn't fucking stand for anything that means common man. All he is an elitist. He's like Bill Gates. I'm rich, so I know. That's what he's like. He's like your
Look,
typical fucking elitist, man.
Susie says
At least
in the chat
Jerry
room-
Jones isn't a fucking elitist. He's just a redneck that got rich.
Well, he's elitist. She says, I like Mark Cuban still, and I do.
I don't.
I agree.
I don't. I think he's a pompous
He's
fucko.
he's a cool dude. He remembers everyone's names. I've always had.
Has never
great
remembered mine.
Well, you've been on the. I just posted the photo. You've been on the floor once.
I've been to his house and partied with him. Did cocaine in the bathroom hallway.
Sucked his dick. But
I've had his. Never mind. Continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, Matt Stubbs. Remember that time? But here's
You
the
suck a mean
thing.
dick, Matt.
He's not a basketball guy. He wants to be. He's a fan. He's a fan of that
He's
team.
a spoiled brat. That's
He's
a
not
fan.
He's pretty smart when it comes to technology, or he's smart when it comes to coming up with the people that know how to build a technology.
He's an elitist.
But here's the thing.
Elitist.
He is a basketball fan, and he needs basketball people in place. And when you hire some lady that's an ex-vice president from AT&T that has no idea. No, here's the truth. And this is going to piss some people off.
No, go ahead, man.
This
Come
is
with
going to
it.
piss a lot of people
I
off.
like
but
that
I'm going
we're
to say
I've been
it just
wanting
like
to
this
tee
is.
off on Mark Cuban for 3 years now, and I'm glad we're doing it now.
So here's the deal. And I'm sorry ahead of time, but this is the truth. You hire a black female in the time that you're having sexual shit going on within your organization that is upsetting other females. You hire a black female to lead your basketball operations when she comes from a fucking telecom company, knows nothing about the realm of basketball.
Just knows how to be woke.
She's cool. She's nice. And she does cool things for the community, but she knows nothing about basketball. You have a basketball team. That's the number one fucking thing that should be the
exactly.
most important.
Not
because
virtue signaling. We're
Not,
not here to virtue signal.
not
We're to
worrying-
win fucking basketball games.
not worrying about a Mavericks pride parade
Thank
or
you,
whatever.
sir.
The number one thing is what goes
Win.
on that court.
Win.
Once that court and you have a winning team, people will love it, and then they'll come to all your
And listen to your stupid
events.
virtue signaling.
and they'll do all your stupid bullshits
can-
because people
that's
are
right.
fucking sheep. they will come and do that.
Thank you.
But
you could do your social
number
activism.
one thing needs to be what happens on that court, and what you did the last 2 weeks
is horseshit.
Bullshit.
It's what you said is perfect. Take care of basketball business. Put some fucking wax in your ears so you don't hear these sirens out in the sea of wokeness. You know, fucking concentrate on making a basketball team win another championship game, right? And then after that, you can do all the virtue signaling. I'm a good guy. I'm a good white guy. I'm a woke white man stuff you want to do. You can do all that you fucking want. But until you win another fucking championship, shut your fucking mouth about all politics, all wokeness, all garbage, all about how we hire and only serve Bud Light or whatever the fuck you want to do to appease your elite fucking maggots. You can do that after.
Well, they're Slipknot fans?
I doubt it. But you can do that after you win a championship and I'll be fine. Then you can do all your virtue signaling, all that horse shit you want.
Because
at
that's
that point,
the thing. You're trying to do...
Man, I hope someone sends this to that motherfucker.
You have...
I want to fight him. You know what? Fuck it. Let's fight. Stubbs and Cuban. I won't do any jujitsu. We can do all fucking street fight or whatever you want. Let's fight. Let's fight.
So, as we calm down here, this is the thing, and I'm going to sum this up. It's not that we're against doing this stuff and having these events and these different types of parades and different types of celebrations for different types of people and how they look. It's the entire reason you're able to do this is because you have a basketball team, and that should be first. That should be the first thing. You need to make sure that the product you're putting out on the court is good enough to support the stupid fucking bullshit you're doing. Instead, we have people in office that are more worried about the stupid fucking bullshit than they are.
That's why our country's a fucking wreck.
The team on...
Oh, I thought you said country. Wait, just what happened here?
The country. But then the team on the court.
On the field, yeah. On the court,
same thing
whatever.
with Jerry Jones. The same thing with the football.
Jerry Jones has been more non-virtue signaling than
football,
than,
but there is,
right.
So we got to do this. We got to do working for the organization. I see a lot of stuff behind the scenes where they have to make things work for certain different things.
I'm not disagreeing, but you have, like, for instance, the kneeling on the for the national anthem. What did Jerry Jones say? Not in my house. What did fucking little dick Cuban do over in Dallas? Me, whatever, we'll do rainbow purple hair night and have $2 tickets for people that are not white.
Those were two different times.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You virtue signal. If you want to be a political and you want to be a social activist, go do that shit. Get out of the sports business. If you want to make, do you think the EPL? Honestly, look at hockey. Look at the backlash that's going on with hockey right now. Everybody's like, fuck wokeness right now in hockey. And they got all their owners in this weird, they're nuts in a bind because all of them have followed the trend of sports and the industry in the U.S. this year. And it's like fucking, most of the players don't even agree with the shit that you're cramming down their throat and making them do. Not giving them a choice. You're making them do. That's the same. That's horseshit. Stay the fuck out. If you own a sports industry, they don't do this in the EPL. Well, I'm sure they probably do in the EPL. But your other leagues,
they throw fucking piss balloons at each other.
My
in the EPL.
The same. We've been saying the same thing. Either have a sports team and run it like a sports team that's trying to win at all cost, or fucking be a social activist and a virtue signaler and be Trump, be the next Trump and fucking get into politics.
So,
but if you're gonna do the latter, get the fuck out of my town. I've lived here my whole life, Mark Cuban. I've lived here my whole fucking life, dude.
He's from Illinois.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Dude, Dustin, where have you lived your whole life?
Right here.
Where have I lived my whole life?
Me and you were both born at Arlington Memorial Hospital and have lived in this area.
Most of our listeners.
You went to Houston. You said
for a little bit. I did for a little bit, and I went to East Texas.
I lived here.
But I'll tell you what, man. This is where I've lived
Hearst
in
represent.
Texas. I've lived in
North
Texas
Hills
my whole
represent.
fucking life. North Texas is the majority of my life. So is Dustin. So is most of our listeners. Man, fuck off. You're starting to wear your welcome out. I know you think you have an eternal welcome in Dallas. Mark Cuban, you don't. Fuck you.
One championship is not enough.
Not enough, man. Not
I
enough.
mean, look at Jerry Jones. 3 championships.
Go
are
train.
Not
Go
enough.
train. Go train in some martial
Dude,
arts or something. Get
He's-
fucking ready to
He gets
fight.
pissed on all the
'Cause I'm
time.
coming
And
for
he's
you.
won 3 Super Bowls, and there's not. And so Cynthia Marshall is the
I think we just lost
the
our
CEO
Dallas
of
Mavericks
Mavericks.
endorsement, by the way.
I don't give a shit now because this is a laughing stock. You're a laughing stock to the league.
Nobody respects the Mavericks.
And when Cynthia Marshall's Wikipedia entry is Cint Marshall,
I don't what
done.
what does that even mean?
CYNT Marshall. They abbreviated her when her full name is Cynthia Marshall. She used to work at AT&T.
She's like Cent.
Yeah. Fuck her. Fuck this. Fuck all this. I'm done with the Mavericks. The Mavericks have now gone below the Rangers. Like I brought the Rangers up,
Totally, man.
and they're down.
Totally.
They're down below the sidekicks. I mean, they're down. They're fucking. I'll
man.
watch the Renegades. I'll fucking go out and hang out with rugby, which we've been invited to several times by James. But we need to go out to the
Check,
rugby
you
game.
know what? Fuck it. I'm a Dallas Wings fan now. Fuck the Mavericks. They're right down the street
know
from
what?
me anyway.
I don't give a fuck
They're
about
like
either
10
of them
minutes
because
away.
basketball's fucking stupid.
No, basketball's not stupid.
It
Don't
is
say
to
that.
me because I'm so pissed off at this.
I love
I
basketball.
want
I love
that.
the NBA. I
Fuck,
love
implode the league.
No. Now we're okay. You know what? Take a breather. Let's move to the next topic.
The next topic, and man, we're getting late, but we got to talk about this because now you're going to see real passion as we talk about the Pentagon leaks. No, I'm just kidding. Although that's
Man,
I
I need to know more about that. From what I've seen, it's pretty bad. And, like no one in the office are in
This
Oatmeal
country
Brains.
has lost so
Dude,
many
Oatmeal
leaks.
Brain is off
It's
the rails at this
fucking
point.
Wow, dude.
And
I
his
like that
his
we've been
stupid-
lied to.
His stupid millennial interns at this point don't even know what the fuck to say when they get up there. They're just
Once
like,
again,
I
I go back to me watching The West Wing, and I'm like, man, that was so professional how they did things. And then you watch this, and you're like,
yeah, you mean
that was a TV show.
one office ago, how things were professional, and like
The-
now it's like,
jump.
huh?
I'll go back to Obama's office where everything was pretty more professional and
Oh
shit
no,
like this didn't
dude.
happen.
Okay, so you must not have been watching these press conferences when Trump was in office. Night and day. He had real
Oh.
people that answered real. Trump would answer questions.
He would.
He would answer questions. We got.
We got that girl. What's her name?
And anytime someone
can't
nails
think of her name
down
right
Oatmeal Brain, guess what he's saying? A bunch
And
of
she's
gibberish that
lost.
makes no sense at all. Oh, you talking about clown face? Looks like I do cocaine.
What's her name?
What's that clown's name? The death clown. Cocaine. What's his name?
Green Jean
Mugzu.
No, but there is that guy. That guy does do cocaine.
No, I know, but that's what she looks like. She looks like the cocaine clown on Death Clock.
Jean Perret.
Yeah, she looks
Jean
like
Pierre.
he looks like
No, who's the other dude that shows up on there every once in a while? But he looks like he does a ton of cocaine too. They all look like they probably
what's his
are.
name?
But
What's
fuck
the
'em.
cocaine clown name from Metalocalypse?
It's just the rock and roll clown.
No, he's got a name. It's like Mugzo, not Mugsy. Shit. No, that's Mugzu. That's
Anyway,
the
RoboTuner will bring it up here in a minute.
Robotuner. What's the cocaine clown's
I don't
name
want to talk
on
about the leaks.
Metalocalypse?
The only thing I want to pull out the leaks is that we've been lied to about the Russian deaths in the Ukraine war. We've been told Leonard Rockstein, he's the cocaine clown.
No,
Roxo.
Roxo. That's
Dr.
it. Yeah,
Roxo.
Dr. Roxo.
So we've been lied about the deaths in the Ukraine-Russian war. We've been told that there's been hundreds of thousands of Russian soldiers killed, and it actually turns out, according to these leaks, 16,000.
Yeah, well, you knew it was a war of attrition with the Ukrainian. Like Ukraine,
Well, Russian. That's the way they're a war of
but
attrition.
in reality, it's Ukraine that's actually fighting the war of attrition.
But
Because
that's the
Russia,
thing. We'll just keep throwing bodies at the wall.
dude, did you hear about
but it
the
cracks me up that 200,000 is what we're being told.
Is this war over in May?
And it's only been 1,600
This war is
or
done in May.
16,000 people?
You know how you know this war is done in May?
Because it's muddy.
Well, one, because no one should have bet against Russia anyway. You have a fucking shit country that is fucking completely corrupt.
Who, Ukraine
And
or Russia?
Ukraine.
Both of them are.
I would say Ukraine has more skins on the wall, being morally corrupt
got
than
the better
any other
Instagram
fucking
models?
country in the world, honestly.
You
And
didn't
then
get that.
and both of them. But
They all went to Canada.
the media, the elites, the government, the fucking libtards of America decided.
Libyans.
Sorry.
Sir, Libyans.
Sorry, the Libyans of America decided that Ukraine. Well, I'm going to put my Ukraine flag on my Facebook, my social media profile, and I'm gonna support a fucking something I never read one page of history about Ukraine, and about Russia, and about why Russia wants Ukraine. I'm just gonna throw it all down and say, if you're not for Ukraine, you're not for freedom. And not know anything about what's going on.
As a former...
The stats are starting to come out about what's really going on with the war. This thing's over in May. Victory to Russia.
As a former person...
And guess what? It ends there. Russia's not going to decide to fucking invade Poland. Russia's not going to decide to start fucking teaming up with China.
Land for farms.
Russia's not going to team up with China and start taking over fucking every single land mass that's in the ocean.
I like how that was the report when China actually went over there. It's like, you need to chill out and calm down. But our news media was like, China and Russia are going to join together.
Is so off.
No, our news media is just trying to divide everybody. We've talked about this. They want to divide everybody and everything. It sucks. Totally sucks.
It's horrendous, but that's why we have podcasts. Until they turn us off, we're going to tell people to think for themselves and not just make decisions off of what CNN and MSNBC tells you.
I didn't want to dive too much into this because it's so late.
Wait, real quick.
But we got to dive into something deep.
Real quick though, this Russian-Ukraine war. How much longer do you think it happens now that all this shit's coming out? That fucking
maybe the end of summer, as far as I go.
End? Who do you think wins?
No one. No one's won any war.
Okay, who do you think who do you think's terms are going to get met? Whose terms do you think are going to get met?
Hold on. In the last 3 decades, has anybody won a war? No one wins wars anymore. There's George fucking Bush and his dipshit standing in front of a mission accomplished banner when the war went on another 10 years.
We can have discussion on semantics the rest of the night. I'm talking about whose terms do you think is going to get met at the end of this thing?
None.
It'll be Russia.
Russia will take that landmass that they want, that region.
And that's all they want.
The dumbass region, which is what I'm going to call it now.
It kind of is, isn't it?
It is. But they need land for farm and agricultural because of what has been said in the past about them not having enough land. Half of Russia's a frozen tundra, or 3/4 of it's a frozen tundra. You can't grow shit, and they need farmland in order to grow crops to keep their people alive.
It's funny because the one thing that both the left and the right all agree on in politics is this horseshit war that we need to be involved with the Russia-Ukrainian war. I've never thought that we need to be involved with any of that shit, man. There could be a war in Mexico, honestly, with Russia, and I'd be like, honestly, it's not us. I don't understand why both sides of the political it'd be a lot of fucking cocaine.
That'd be weird. No, cocaine would stop because they couldn't transport it through because
the Russian
there's a war
soldiers
happening.
would start doing it all.
But here's the problem.
My point is this though. It is so amazing that all media outlets decided that they needed to put the Ukrainian flag on their profile pic.
I have a confession.
Profile picture. It's like, why throw out history and realism and what
no
really
one knows?
All you have to do is pick up a fucking history book.
But here's the deal. 3/4 of my Facebook fucks have never researched Ukraine. They just knew that
it sounded cool and had a cool flag they could put on their profile.
The red star is attacking them. This giant red star that I've been raised to hate because of fucking movies. I'm supposed to hate this movie. I'm supposed to hate the Russians, and I'm supposed to
the
hate
news they
what
were
the-
listening to.
But also, movies play a lot in that. We were always against Russians.
We
in
stirred
movies in
away
the
from
80s.
that. Yeah, but
In
we
the
stirred
80s,
away from that.
I'm
The
talking
millennials
about
didn't
people
know
that
it.
are our age, that I'm friends with.
They
on
probably
Face-
agree with us.
And this is no, they don't. And
Really?
this, let me get this out. My friends that are our age on Facebook, that they fucking hate Russia because they were raised to hate Russia. They
So-
were raised during the
yeah.
Cold War. Immediately, they were to turn their back against Russia and Ukraine's good, even though they've never fucking looked into what Ukraine was into.
Yeah.
For years, since the internet was started, 1995, full confession, come and get me.
All my porn I got in pirated software.
All the pirated software
Came
I
straight
have
from
ever
Ukraine.
bought, all the keys, key generators, all the unlocks came from Ukraine. Ukraine is known for their hackers. They're known for their sex trade. They
Human
are
trafficking.
known human trafficking. They are one of the worst countries. Go look it up. The internet's right in fucking front of you. Look it up. That is one of the worst countries for those three things. But yet,
Yeah.
let's back them right now because our fucking
news said so.
stupid ass fucking president has ties to it, which who knows if he's gone over there and touched little kids. I'm throwing that out there. I don't know. It's a sex trade country. That's what they're known for. It's one of the worst places in Asia.
That's the scary thing is if you start looking at how much Oatmeal Brain and his family's involved with Ukraine, then you're like freaking the fuck out. You're like,
Yeah.
we've been duped.
Most
have
of
been
your
duped.
Russian hackers or so-called Russian hackers are actually in these countries that have broken away from the Soviet Union.
Or just think about it this way too. How come logic went out of the got thrown out of the window with this one comparison? What if Russia, and this happened before, by the way. What if Russia just moved to Cuba and decided, hey, bam, we're here with troops, like our force here. We're going to have China here. We're going to have Russia. We're going to have France now. We're going to have North Korea and Iran. We're just going to park it over here in Cuba. Would we be cool with that? Would we be cool as the United States of America? Would we be okay with that happening? No.
Did I ever tell you the story of at work running across a guy that was all
Yeah, you did.
the
No, you said it on the show.
he's full on
You
Republican
said
and
you
had
might want to look some of that
Ukrainian
shit
flags. It's like you might want to look, and then I came out and he was taking his Ukrainian flags down.
up. You
He's
told
like,
that on the
holy
show.
fuck! I've never
That was
even
a
looked at.
segment.
Like I said, just go look up Ukrainian hacking, Ukrainian human trafficking, and their whole sex industry, and see how it is. And he came out and took his flags down. He's like, "Fuck that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, let me tell you about Kid Rock and Mike Tyson."
Kid Rock.
You saw that,
some Bud
right?
Light. What?
The video I sent to you and Jeremy at UFC, this UFC fight this weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah, with all them hanging out.
Mike Tyson, Kid Rock,
Yeah.
Donald Trump, and Dana Fucktard.
Yeah.
All right there.
Dana fucktard. They gotta afford their cocaine.
Yeah. He's
I like
the one
Dana
who bought it.
though, man.
All right, we got to get into something important, though. I know we've been talking about this. We got to get into something important. Fuck all that bullshit. I was just throwing out the Pentagon leaks.
Stars.
This weekend was Star Wars Celebration in London.
Yeah, I didn't see much of this, but
Because you're in Arizona. But
was
I tried to
staying away
send
from-
y'all the most stuff. First off, we got Andor Season 2. They talked about it.
They give a launch date on that one.
No. They talked about they're gonna be. I'm gonna save the best for last because it just made me fucking my dick got so like
Hey,
I don't even know what to
I
do.
restarted Millennium
I'm
Falcon,
blank.
and I need to give that book to you when I'm done because it's awesome.
I think I've got
I've
Death
got, like-
Star in there too.
I'll read. Let's trade then. I'll take
Okay.
Death Star. You take Millennium.
So they announced
Melania.
3 movies. Dave Filoni is going to get a movie, which is probably going to tie up the Ahsoka, Book of Fett / Mandalorian. It'll be the grand finale of all those 3 series. Just being, "Ugh, this is what we've come to. Bam, here we go. This is going to be a
I don't
movie.
like that idea.
Well, he's been in charge of all those. That's what everybody's speculating. But he's been in charge of all those, so that's kind of what people are speculating is that he'll
Like
bring
it
them
comes
all.
together.
It comes together. Everybody's together, and
I have to marinate on that one.
it turns into an Ewok party after the Battle of Endor.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
There's another movie being made that's the birth of the Jedi or the birth of
Very
the
interested
first
in that.
Force user. This is going way back, and they're saying this is like the biblical beginning of Jedi.
And these are
This is centuries before anything.
and they're
ever
talking
happened.
about like movie cinema releases.
Yeah, these are 3 movies that are coming out.
Okay, I can get down with some of this.
The third movie can suck my cock because I don't care. They're making another movie with Rey and how she builds out the Jedi Order after this trilogy that
You
just
have
happened.
no interest in that?
Fuck this. Y'all fucked it all up. Fuck off. Die.
They're trying to rewrite. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I'm done. I don't. She doesn't
You've
need
had
to
your
build
feelings hurt.
another Jedi Order. As much as I had hope in J.J. Abrams and
I don't think you should read Millennium
Fuckfest.
Falcon then, because it'll make you more mad at the story they had.
You know, I have the
at
original.
one time.
I have the Hair of the Throne or Hair of the Empire, the whole Thrawn series in there, which is what the new 3 movies should have been. So I don't care.
I would be okay with that for sure if they did
Fuck
the
Rey.
Thrawn.
They should have. So here's the deal.
And you could have what's her face in the Thrawn trilogy.
So
Ashoka.
they showed the Ahsoka trailer,
Ashoka.
which is Dave Filoni based. And he went in, he sat with Timothy Zahn. Timothy Zahn is who wrote the Heir to the Empire series with Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Heir.
Yeah, heir to the Empire. Heir.
You're thinking hair of the dog.
Yeah. So he's the one, he sat down and he was with Dave Filoni when he started building out Ashoka. When they did the Ahsoka trailer.
It messes with you when you look at it
does.
because the S should be before
wanna
the
see
H.
the
And you want
H.
to say Ashoka.
I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. When you see the trailer, I watched that trailer probably 20 times in a row because I was freaking out because the rebels are in there. You got Hera, you got Sabine, Zeb, Chopper. They're all in this trailer, and it freaked me the fuck out. Like I was like, "Oh my god, we're getting a live action version." Have you've watched all the Rebels, right?
No, I'm in the middle of it.
Okay, you have Thrawn, a back shot of
I'm
Thrawn.
doing Bad Batch too right now.
You need to finish Rebels and then go.
Bad
to
Batch isn't bad.
It's not bad, but you
need to do Rebels.
You're getting timelines.
Yeah, I'm getting my
you
head
start thinking
screwed
about.
because I have done that several times. Like, wait a second.
Yeah, because Bad Batch starts right when Order 66 was issued.
When you were
Rebels
freaking out
is
about this
so
in our
fucking good.
buddies,
Dude.
our text thread, I was in a hotel lobby.
And you know what? Fuck
and I
our
just
buddies in the
stopped it
text
down. I was
thread
like,
not
what
freaking
the
out
fuck
like
is
this.
this?
Although Dante,
So I have not watched
Dante
it.
freaked out
I haven't
too.
gone home and watched it on my TV
Oh
yet.
my god, I've watched it. I swear to God, I've
Yeah.
watched that trailer.
Looks good.
30 times. I was just like, oh my god. And then there's a hologram midway through it that they switch to real quick. That is
Hologram Michael Jackson.
Ezra, who has disappeared. He
Get the
disappeared with
holograms
Thrawn.
in.
But we're thinking
Send
that's
me an
Ezra.
angel killed me.
Oh my god! And seeing Sabine in real life.
Yeah. As a real life character instead of animation.
Yeah, seeing her as a real person, I was like, fuck yes. It's like when I'm watching The Mandalorian one day and all of a sudden Bo-Katan shows up and I'm like, what the fuck? And I freaked out and I threw my iPad across the truck.
Okay, so Ahsoka is in the same time period as Thrawn. Tell everybody what time period in
It's
the
right now.
timeline is. Right.
All of these are going together. Ahsoka says if you watched
is it in regards
Mandalorian
to in regards
season
to,
2.
in
So
regards
Mandalorian
to,
season 2 he comes
Go ahead.
across Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
The Mandalorian Din comes across Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Ahsoka tells him to take Grogu to well, basically says, you'll find a Jedi. At the end of season 2, that's when Luke Skywalker shows up and takes Grogu to train him. Okay, spoiler. Sorry, fuck off.
It's okay.
If you're not there, you need to
Well,
just go to a
how
Tool
long was
show.
it that I didn't watch the last season of Game of Thrones? To the max was 3 months, right?
Yeah,
you're over that.
You need
now
to know
at this
all
point.
this. So,
Heck,
and if you haven't seen
season
it,
2,
go see Tool. So anyway,
or don't and kill yourself.
So she meets up in season, or at the is that the anyway?
Go see Tool.
She
Dustin.
meets up with Luke and with Grogu as they're training, and says, "I got to go take care of my own shit."
Right.
And she's tracking down Thrawn. So this is going on the same time period. Thrawn is not dead. Thrawn is trying to rebuild the Empire, while this is 8 years, right? 8 years after the Battle of Endor. And
8
there
years
have,
after.
yeah.
So this is not yet
So
when
there's
the
been
New
battles.
Order has started.
So
This is before New Order.
Before New Order's 30 years down the road.
Right.
So you have, if you've watched the last episode against the pirates of Mandalorian, you know, they kind of talk about how Imperials have been popping up here and there and attacking different places. That's going to lead to Thrawn's fleet.
Is a bunch of ragtags? I thought it was more.
No, they're just
legit
popping up here and there, testing things out.
You mean
they talk
old
about
school
it.
Imperials?
Yeah,
Rather
and then
than
you
ragtag pirates.
You have these Imperials that were reprogrammed by the New Republic. You know, they're all living in barracks on Coruscant, which was like the second or third episode of Mandalorian
of season 3.
Season 3. You have them living on Coruscant.
Did you think that was a good representation of Coruscant? You've read a lot of books and comics. I thought it was a good representation of Coruscant.
Yeah, we've had it in the past. I think it was cool seeing the tip top of a mountain.
I wish they would have
realize how deep it's
Right.
a city planet. And we had a whole video game design that was when Disney bought the whole Lucas everything, the whole Star Wars franchise. They killed this video game, but it was going to be one of where you're a bounty hunter in the slums of Coruscant, like down in the depths, which is where all the Native Americans live. Throwing it back to what we talked about earlier. But this is going to be like, there's so much stuff in the entire Star Wars universe that I think will be tied up with this Ahsoka series. So much stuff from the cartoons, from the Clone Wars, from the movies, and even all the different TV series that are going to be all drawn together and make sense. Because Thrawn is even in the background of Rogue One.
Yeah.
That was
His
their
silhouette?
attempt to bring him back. And not his silhouette. He's standing when they do the Death Star test.
What's behind?
He's standing in the background. He's standing there in his uniform and blue skin.
Oh, I guess I didn't
So
see
they've
that
been
part. I just saw the shot from the back.
There's
the
been a
rear.
bunch of directors that have been like, fuck you, Kathleen Kennedy. You're a whore.
Corella.
And that
Corella.
you have fucked
Corellia.
over the entire Star Wars universe, and we're going to bring these characters back because they mean something to the fans, and they were such a badass ordeal. And basically, I didn't think about this until after that trailer came out, and I started reading through some forums and stuff, and I didn't even think about this, but it's true. The reason Disney killed the whole Timothy Zahn series is because it wasn't original, and Disney didn't have the rights to it, so they wanted to make money off of it. And basically, they have copied just about everything in the Timothy Zahn series. Bringing Thrawn back, resurrecting a cloned Palpatine, the Ben Solo instead of it being Jason Solo. It's all kind of following around the same line. The only thing we don't get is a Mara Jade, who would have been hot.
Well, and also, Jace, like, I don't know where. Jason had a daughter, too, that Han
Jason who?
Solo and freaking Solo.
Oh, yeah, that's further down the road.
He had a granddaughter, or he had a daughter that Leia and Han Solo took care of that freaking hasn't even been touched.
Jason and Janine were in the Timothy Zahn series, and their training
Timothy
and how
Zahn.
Luke took them.
Who was?
That's the heir to the Empire.
The
heir
heir
to the Empire.
Wait, huh? So maybe this is gonna
Han
what
Solo
you're talking
and
about
Luke
is gonna
Skywalker.
address what
I'm sorry.
my confusion.
Han Solo and Princess Leia had twins.
And
Jason
one of them
Janine.
Jason had a daughter.
Way
And
down the road.
and
That's
they-
not
they
even in
took
this.
care of-
That's not in this trilogy. That's in a different book. Way even after that.
So then, how do they tie? Then how does Disney tie in? How do they make the transition from we're just going to take Jason out of this and put in what's his face?
Ben Solo.
Right.
Yeah. No, they said
Like-
fuck you to the extended universe when we bought all the rights from Lucas. When we took over Lucasfilm,
So
and
they
all
carried
that,
over some of it, but then ditched
they
a
stole
lot of it.
ideas from the Timothy Zahn series, and they stole them because they didn't have to pay for it. But they didn't steal all the good stuff. They just stole weird stuff
They
here and
nitpicked.
there.
Yeah.
They nitpicked.
Yeah.
But this, if you haven't seen the Ahsoka trailer, it is
It's good.
absolutely
It's everywhere now.
amazing. It's a fanboy's wet dream. I mean, I probably came at least 6 times.
Looks good. Looks good, especially if it answers some questions.
We went really late. There's an SMU exhibit going on. It's fixing to start. I think it starts this weekend. But it's the most expensive book in the world is at SMU. So if we wanted to do a heist, this is the time to do it.
Get the methinks to
Yeah.
load up the band van.
It's the world's most valuable book. It's the Codex Sassoon. It's the earliest, most complete Hebrew Bible that's 11,000 years old. So
I thought the King James version was the version that we're supposed to take for real.
they
You
say
telling me it's before that?
they want to auction it. They're going to auction it to another buyer, and it's here on loan. And they say it's going to go between 30 million and 50 million.
How pissed would the world be if you and I were like some kind of fucking Silicon Valley cajillionaires and just decided, you know what? I'm going to buy that and put it in the temple.
Mhm.
Put it in
Hey, here's my TikTok of me pissing on this book.
Look,
on
I'm
the
rolling a
Bible.
joint. I'm rolling a joint
I'm
with one
rolling
of
a
these
joint
Bible
on
pages.
Thunderflix.
I have no idea what that's about. One thing in the notes I saw was that and the Motley Crue chaos. You got to go over those two things.
Okay,
Then
Thunderflix,
we'll be
real quick.
done.
It's Netflix for metal. It's nothing but metal documentaries, metal
Is it an actual
concerts,
streaming
metal.
service?
Yeah, you'll be able to subscribe to it for $6.66.
It's like the
a month.
horror movie one.
It's nothing but metal documentaries, stuff about metal music, no genres. We've already talked about this, that metal has the most genres out of any music
By
main
far.
genre by far. And that they say that even some of the stuff, like if you go in, if you bought when you buy a DVD and they have like you bought Crack the Sky when it came out, we have the studio.
There was stuff that was on.
There
it
was
if
the
you played
studio
it.
DVD
Yeah, yeah.
you could play and watch them record in the studio. Like shit like that will be on this service.
Sweet.
So $6.66 a month, or
Is there a lifetime membership you can get?
for a year you could do $66.60. They want everything to be 60.
Evil.
Yeah. Everything to
So
be evil.
evil.
Now the Motley Crue chaos.
Yeah. Hurry up, because I got to pee.
I do too. They have been going back. So Motley Crue kicked out Mick Mars, right?
So he did get kicked out?
They kind of
Or
just
they said, hey, you're not up to touring, and
so Mick Mars said that, I can't tour, but I can play shows here and there as long as it's not too strenuous of a schedule. The rest of the band said, well, fuck you. We're just kicking you out of the band and writing you off, and we're going to bring in John 5. So it's now turned into a giant legal battle where Mick Mars is like, you guys are writing me out of the band. I didn't have a vote in this. We are a corporation, like we talked about last week when bands turn into corporations. We're now a corporation, and I'm bringing legal shit against you because y'all are fixing to go on tour with John 5.
I don't see a problem with that. Do you?
Well, it's turned into mudslinging, and the
Oh, no.
mudslinging is fucking gold.
Is it all immature fucking
So-
rock star shit?
They said basically Mick Mars couldn't remember any of the songs. He's fallen. He can't play up to speed like Motley Crue needs to be. Come on, it's Motley Crue songs. I mean, I could go teach Aiden one night and he could be able to play bass in all these fucking songs. They're easy. I mean, the only thing easier is
It's not
probably a
Mozart
Green Day.
we're
Yeah, it's
dealing
not
with,
Mozart.
right?
And the only thing easier is probably like a Blink 182 or Green Day songs. I think Blink 182 songs are actually faster than Motley Crue songs. But so it's turned into this mudsling, and it's pure gold because Mick Mars, like they're like, he fired. They let him go or worked around whatever, and he fired this lawsuit saying, I'm being knocked out of the band and I don't want to. You guys have been trying to knock me out of the band since 87. I own the name. I started this band and I got the financial backing to get this band rolling. They fire back and said, he's an old man. He's falling apart. He can't keep up to speed, whatever. And he fired then back saying, if I can't keep up to speed, I could at least have backing tracks like all of Nikki Sixx's bass tracks and half of Tommy Lee's drum track.
Personal. You got musicianship personal.
Were pre-recorded this last arena tour.
He just came out.
So then they're like, "Well, we don't know."
What do you call it? Took the curtain back and like saw the Oz,
the wizard.
The wizard.
Here's the wizard.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, that's not true. That's not, we feel sorry for him. He's losing his mind and he's delusional in his old age and his medical condition is making him think these things. And he's like, no, I got the shit here to show everybody.
Did he post stuff?
Here's the stuff.
Did he post stuff?
And then he hasn't yet. But he said, I've carried those bastards for years. I'm the reason this band exists. Now, we go local with it.
Okay, go ahead.
We go local with it. Jeff Lyles. Jeff Lyles is a staple in Dallas. I mean, it ran the Kessler. If you back to the 1 ton days, he was Cottonmouth, Texas. He used to play in this group. I can't remember what they are, but
didn't we have him in with that? What's his name?
No. He didn't come in. I want Jeff Lyles in so bad.
Or whatever
I want him about as bad as I want
Mark Cuban?
No, Jason Lee. So Jeff Lyles is a badass. He ran the Kessler. Now he's taking care of the Longhorn Ballroom. They reopened it. The Dallas famous Longhorn Ballroom, where Merle Haggard played one night and Sex Pistols played the next night. So,
2 Live Crew the next.
Jeff has been releasing all these crazy stories about shit he's done in the industry. And he was talking about one night when he moved to LA for a short little bit and he was hanging out at the Rainbow Room. And, the Rainbow Room and Roxy are right next to each other. And he's sitting there just kind of hanging out and he's watching people come and go. And this limo pulls up and these guys get out. And they kind of stand by their limo for a minute and they do all these poses while all these paparazzi is taking picture of them. And he's like, man, they just kind of look like, weirdos. They just LA freaks or whatever, just kind of dude. And they're all posing for pictures for like 5 or 10 minutes as the paparazzi take pictures. Then they walk into the Rainbow Room and hang out and drink or whatever. Come to find
Cocaine,
out, he asked one of the guys there who... all the guys that run the door and stuff are Ukrainian. He asked them like, who were those guys? And they're like, oh, that's a band called Motley Crue. And he goes, and they're just full of shit. They do this once or twice a month. They'll pull up here with their limo and park it up front. And then they'll pose there next to it for a little bit while people take pictures of them. And all this paparazzi that's taking pictures of them are their friends.
We should do that.
And they chase them around to go in.
It sounds like a business we almost started, remember?
I know. So that's how Motley Crue got started. They just got started with all this stupid bullshit.
Yeah, speak it into fruition, man.
So then Jeff tells the story like he goes on like a few weeks later he's meeting at Capitol or Universal or something like that. I can't remember who it was. And it's all on Facebook. You can go look it up. But he's talking about he's sitting there in the lobby and there's a big sign that says, coming at you, Motley Crue, and their first record with the black and white and everything and the zippers and all that shit.
Yeah.
And the crazy shit. And he's like, oh man, that's crazy, but it's a good deal. He was there to meet with Dr. Dre or some shit. But It's a pretty awesome story if you go look it up. But this Motley Crue thing is gold, and I'm sure we have a few weeks to go.
Oh yeah,
Them
it's gonna
firing
last
back and
for
forth.
some.
This is so great, but I'm glad that they're a joke. They're the McDonald's.
That's
of
what
metal.
Okay, so honestly, if this couldn't have been worked out before, now I love John 5 playing with them. I love John 5. Anything
Yeah.
he's into, I fucking love his guitar playing. I'm into it. I'm a fanboy of John 5. But I'm also a fanboy of Motley Crue. And I think what should have happened is, you can't make all these tour dates that we want to do? Then, yes, we will slow it back and just play here and there. And, honestly, and maybe Motley Crue should be done. This shouldn't happen. What they're doing should not happen.
Why can't y'all are all old?
Right. So why
another
don't we
thing-
just hang him up right
other
now?
thing-
Let's just hang it up and enjoy our spoils.
The other thing that cracks me up is Mick Mars fired off. He goes, "Y'all are all felons. I'm not."
And I guess he's right.
He's 100% right. So
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
I don't
why
know
he would
either.
say
He's just firing
but-
that shit off. But you're old. All y'all are old. Y'all
Hang it
can
up.
do this like bands are. Well, first off, y'all signed a contract a few years ago saying y'all were done. But someone in this whole situation, I'm pointing fingers at Vince Neil, needed fucking money.
I don't know why they still play him 1,000 times a day on stations like the Eagle and stuff, like rock stations.
They're not getting that money.
They're getting royalties.
They're
They-
not getting enough.
there's- Enough for their habits or enough for what?
Mm-mm. These guys
Need more.
They
need more money.
They lived extravagant lifestyles and are not making enough today. They
You
still
think they got
don't,
some credit they got to pay?
even with all the way.
It
Like,
could be right. You
if
could
you're
be right.
thinking, I don't give a fuck, unless you're Charles Clark over in Haltom City that can live his life off of music. No one in the industry is really making that much money unless you're Garth Brooks, Taylor Swift level.
You may be right.
They're
but
not making
it just
enough
seems
on
to
these
me
replays.
that they
It's
should
like
just fucking hang it
10
up, man.
cents a
If
play.
you're gonna have this type of squabbling, your band's run its course. When you're,
I'd say 2 cents a play. 10 cents was a little too high.
I don't know. It's
You get point
it's not like-
0.00005 when it's streamed.
I can't wait till Metallica's in this position pretty soon.
When they're all freaking out
When
and
they're all
can't.
old and then
That's why they
fucking
haven't stopped
oatmeal
touring.
brain. They're all oatmeal brains just sitting there.
My lifestyle, there's my destiny. They're like Ozzy. You just you just point them at the microphone, and all of a sudden Ozzy comes alive. And then when he walks off stage, he falls back apart and is like one of those marionettes. He's all alive when he walks out there, and then when he walks off stage, he just falls apart and falls down and farts and falls down.
all these bands that are getting that age need to find out what Biden does before he does his speeches, like
Heroin,
like
cocaine,
cocaine, and Adderall.
They already said it's Adderall. They're
Like,
giving Biden.
They're giving him an insta shoop too, though. You can tell
They're giving him something instant, but they've already said they're giving Biden Adderall.
these metal bands need to find out what the concoction is and go do oatmeal brain drugs
These
before they
four
play.
Motley Crue, they can't just take an Adderall.
It's sending them down a dark path.
No, these guys, their tolerance
Oh,
levels
you mean they're
through the
okay?
fucking,
Yeah, they'd have to do like
They
9
were
8
snorting
balls
ants outside of a swimming pool in Dallas
with Ozzy.
with Ozzy because they thought it was a line of cocaine, and so they just
No,
started.
I thought it was a bet,
Was it a bet?
something like that.
I don't know.
Ozzy
I thought
was
one
like,
of them
"You
said that the story's weird because one of them says they're really fucked up and they just started doing it because they thought it was a line of something. The other one says it was a bet. So
And it wasn't it on the sobriety tour of rock or something
Yeah.
like that? Something stupid.
yeah. So these four guys.
I think Adam Curry might have been around there on that plane or something.
that was on the plane to Russia
Wait,
for.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I
for
know
the-
Adam Curry was straight
Monsters
in
of
front
Rock.
of some of these events that are going on between
Yeah.
Motley Crue and Ozzy.
Monsters of Rock. He has said that there was so much cocaine
I
on
bet
that
you he
plane.
knows some. You know what's
Oh,
funny?
it'd be
If-
great.
when we finally get to interview the man, he's gonna think we're talking about podcast. No. We
I might
got
send you a
a
message, go,
plethora of MTV
I'd be
questions.
like, we are music nerds.
Yeah,
we
we
don't
got
want
some-
to talk about podcasts.
we
We
don't
don't
give
talk
a
about
shit
MTV.
about that part.
We want to talk about
What did you see? What did you see?
in the music world? Like
Right.
you have music stories that last
Yeah.
a fucking lifetime. We just want.
He's
to
probably
tap
got,
that.
dude. We want to know it
And
all.
He'll let a little bit out every once in a while on a show where he's talking about stuff, but yeah, these four.
Yeah, get your shit together.
How
man.
many people have Vince Neil killed?
Well, that one hurt.
A lot, right? Like he's killed like 3 or 4 people, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say
One's
that
a car wreck.
I wouldn't say he killed his daughter, but I would say that he's had some tragedy. Let's say that.
The Corvette incident where he threw
That
someone
was
out of
him.
it.
That was
him.
Yeah. Yeah. But his daughter dying of cancer, like he didn't have any control of that. But it
Oh,
fucked
well,
him
I'm not
up.
talking about that. But
I
I'm
think that
talking
was
about.
it, wasn't it?
No, I thought someone else OD'd around. him or something
Well,
like
Tommy Lee had a birthday party or something, and the kid died in the pool because they were all fucked up.
that. And couldn't rescue him.
Something
and then
like
Nikki
that.
Sixx
But I don't know if they were
died.
fucked up.
How many
though,
times
honestly.
Nikki Sixx died? Because he loves heroin. Like
Man,
a lot.
have you heard him on Sirius or any kind of radio
It's
shit?
the worst fucking. shit ever.
Yeah. I talk. Everything's about him. Like it all goes back to him. Any conversation goes to him and his experience on the road.
But the day I ran into him,
He was cool.
was
Had his
cool
shit
as
together.
fucking shit. And we talked about. We didn't even talk about Motley Crue except for when I said, "Jesus Christ, you're fucking Nikki Sixx, man. I loved your bass playing, man. You got me going. Dr. Feelgood's the shit." That's all we talked about, Motley Crue. The rest of it was just talking about life in LA and the sunrise and the morning and how cool, shit was around there. We walked for blocks together and went and had coffee and shit. Had coffee with Nikki Sixx.
Did you snort any ants with him? That was Tommy.
But
Lee,
it was
wasn't
cool as fuck. Just hanging out. That's when he was banging Dita Von Teese across, or not her, what's her name? The tattoo girl.
Oh, Kat?
Yeah, Kat Von D. That's who he was living, or they were dating, and he came out of her apartment because her apartment was across the hall from my best friend's apartment. Growing up, yeah. Saw her too. Not as hot as Rihanna.
She was slamming. I haven't
Who?
seen her in a minute now. Is she not
Remember
held
when
up?
she used to be in Dallas all the time at, what is it, Tigers? Tigers?
I thought she always hung out with those Deep Ellum tattoo people.
That's what it was, right?
No, it's Deep Ellum Tattoo.
Oh,
wasn't
was it Deep Ellum Tattoo?
Yeah, the guy that had the show
Yeah.
for a while.
That's how she got her show. Was on
Yeah, I
that
think
show.
those two cats hung out a lot. There's a lot of Southern California tattoo artists that are still going and doing tattoos in that shop.
But I remember seeing her down there when I was a kid.
You probably saw
I
her.
went around, I was
You
like,
probably saw her at
"God."
New Orleans Nights one night.
No, she was fucking hot when I was younger. And was like,
she?
God damn, look at her.
Is she not still?
I
Sure she
haven't
still
seen her in
is.
forever.
She's younger than us, isn't she? I thought she was younger than us.
I thought she was right around the same age.
I don't know. When she had the show, she was smoking. All right, we gotta go.
I remember
I
seeing
gotta
her.
take a
How old
TT.
is she?
And yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's the same age as my sister. Well, that's weird. Did I just say that?
I don't know. Something smells. Someone's cooking. Someone's starting the grill.
Someone's cooking my balls.
Me too.
All right. Yeah, I guess we've upset enough, and we've been like
We
the
ranted.
adrenaline.
We haven't ranted like that in a while.
No, and the adrenaline's
Shit,
running
it's
out of me.
10:44.
I'm sad.
Don't be sad. Dustin.
Somehow we have -1 viewer according to. How do you have -1 viewer
I know
on
because
YouTube?
we suck.
Like I want to take a picture of this. We went -1 viewer.
Yeah, screenshot that.
I want to screenshot that.
Say good job, guys.
-1 viewer. At 10:40, we went -1 viewer.
I guess they didn't want to hear about Motley Crue.
Yeah, they hated Motley Crue so much. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna leave here and then leave here again.
Either that or they heard all our yelling about Mark Cuban.
Cuban. All right, we're out of here, dude. 2 hours and 42 minutes. While we went, we're out of here.
All right, later.
Peace out. Bye. Hey, real quick, we're live.
No. Hey.
We're live next week at that place, the Cicada.
You'll be signing
Our live
autographs,
show.
right?
Well, we're signing autographs. We'll see you out there. Bye. fuck this. I gotta.
I'm Cuban. I love it.